Hello, 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 how are we feeling? Welcome everybody to the WardiTV !TR Invitational. Hello, 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 how are we all doing? How are we all feeling? Oh, I've been gone a couple days. We'll talk about that in a second. Let me get this first map of the day hosted. We got a banger of a group. Pylon. Cool. Oh, Rainor hosted before me. That works too. What a legend. What a legend. Alrighty, guys. We're going to get going in a moment or two. I'll tell you guys just what the TR Invitational is about. And what we got going on today, etc, etc. So, hello, welcome. How are we all doing? Let me see if it's working in YouTube. No, not yet. Oh, yep, yes it is. Alright, perfect. So yeah, the TR Invitational, basically, guys, today Tempest Rising have their first multiplayer update. And we are going to be playing that sponsored a little bit later on, so I decided to run a tournament beforehand, so that we could get some viewership, and why not just call it the command of what I need you guys to chat in the chat. So !TR in the chat, you can get the link through. We'll talk more about it a bit later on, but that's the TLDR of why we're here today. And we were meant to have European League starting today, guys, but I've had COVID. Helen's had it really badly. I have it like a faint positive test. I had like one day where I was a bit sick, but I'm doing a bit better apart from like a sniffle and a cough. So I'm feeling a bit better, but that's why I've been kind of gone the last couple of days when I was meant to be streaming. And I was meant to have European League starting tonight, but I've just not had the time because I've not felt very well. I've not felt 100%. I didn't have the time to kind of rush together everything for the European League to actually start tonight. So I moved the first 2 days of European League to next week instead. And we will just run this invitational today because I still have to do this sponsorship today. And if you ask me, we got a pretty good group of players for sponsored content. We got ByuN, Reynor, Clem, and MaxPax, 4-player group. Should be a bunch of fun. Looking forward to some very cool games as we get on into it. In the bottom right side, our blue Zerg is Rainor. As in the top left, our red Terran is going to be ByuN. So yeah, that's what's going on. Like I said, I've been a little bit sick. So it took some days. Honestly, I have not been that bad. I've been pretty much... I mean, Helen's been wiped out for like a week or so. I've been going a whole lot better than that, so it's definitely been a pretty major positive on my side. I'm pretty okay about this. As yeah, we get ready to rumble and do some games. I've got Ellie who's harassing me right now. Sorry guys, hang on. Ellie is what do you want? Hey, what do you want? Tell me what you want or I'm gonna attack you. Yeah, there you go. I didn't think so. Right, I've got a cast baby. I've got to work. Yeah, you walk away. Alright, cool. So, yeah, what was I saying? I don't know what we were saying. But TLDR, we're going to be here doing some StarCraft 2 today. So, a couple of Reapers on the way out. Orbital coming through. And we get ourselves settled down for the first few moments of this opening game. Reapers, I can say, on the way up already. Getting that up and rolling. And we'll see where and how we are going to be doing things as the Reaper of ByuN will begin to head out down to the bottom right-hand side. A couple of Queens and a couple of drones are coming out as well here from Rainor. Again, the Reaper on the way, the reactor building, the SCV being added on as well. Just a little bit of everything coming through for these early stages while we get set up into this opening game. Like I say, it is obviously a very fun group and some great players. And hope for some really fun games across the course of, again, what is just going to be best of 3s, and then the final will be best of 5, but with a 1-0 lead for the winner bracket player. So 6 matches in total. We're not looking to waste time. We're going to go nice and speedily. Like I say, build some viewership up ahead of our sponsorship with Tempest rising a bit further down the line. So again, that's just everything that is going on today. I don't think I've got anything else to really keep on adding apart from actually let's watch and see where this game goes to. So let's do exactly that as we have ourselves the Reapers. Trying to jump in. Obviously, this was multi-racks Reapers to start with, but not super crazy on the numbers. So just a couple of Reapers here early, and in fact, we actually only built 2 Reapers and then straight into Marines, so very quick into the Marine phase of this game. A 3rd barracks behind this as well. Now, the few Marines here will come up this high ground and get rid of this Overlord that Reynor has sitting in the main base for the next few moments. We'll be seeing the Overlord going down. And again, a few more Marines and Stim coming up. Ooh, Reynor, the double Roach-Roarin'. So I can only, well, this one's kind of built as though it's hidden away as well, so I'm not sure what his plan is. That feels like a mistake. This feels as though, like, if it was at the front, it was like, hey, I'm only just building a Roach-Roarin' now, I'd be like, ooh, the sneakiness of it all. But he actually has a Roach-Roarin' and he's building another one in, like, a back position, which obviously does seem as though it's probably just going to be a mistake. So, yeah, that's a little bit unfortunate. Is he going to realize it at all? So far, the answer is no. He is not going to realize it just yet, as the Roach-Roarin' will finish in the next few moments. A few Zerglings going to keep on tackling their way through. He realizes it now, and as soon as he realizes, he's like, oh, I've already got the Roach-Roarin'. He actually does start up some Roaches, 10 of them, so he could have built those sooner, although he still was mining the gas. That would have given him a lot of the mining for this, so yes, he could have started sooner, but not this many, so I mean, it's going to be interesting, because this was clearly not quite intended to be the way that's currently going for Reynor. But yeah, he is going to get aggressive. Now, it's a lot of Marines. I'm not sure a Roach attack is necessarily going to be all that successful against someone who's got this many Marines this early. Like, this is not going to overwhelm at all, but maybe it's not about an attack from Reynor at all. Maybe it's about him defending against the fact that this is a lot of Marines. We will see very shortly how this is going to pan out, as a few Marines right now make their way to the right side. They are going to get the Overlord. And Rainor, knowing this, is actually going to try and greet these units on the map, with Roaches coming around from one side, and the Lings are ready to fight from the other. Marines are going to stim into those Roaches, though, and I don't think Rainor, like I say, was really expecting it to be this amount of Marines this early in the game. GG. That's just going to go completely wrong, as this build from ByuN is going to catch Rainor off guard and not quite prepped for what was about to happen, and Rainor is going to drop the first game of the day. Alright, we're going to game number 2, as we're going to be heading into Tokamak for our second map. So we'll get that hosted up, guys. I got, like I say, lots of games to get through, so yeah, I can't believe the Marines did that. What's up, Lucky, how you doing? Thank you so much for the 114-month resub. Also, Mad Alien 63-month resub at the start of the day today as well. Appreciate it. Hope you guys are great. Thank you so much for joining us and supporting us. I appreciate you guys as we take a second or two to jump into our second game. ByuN gonna ready up, and Reynor gonna go as well. We'll kick this off and get heading into our second game of our opening best of 3 today. And plenty of StarCraft 2 to get through as we make our way forwards and onwards in this group. Like I say, just 4-player Invitational. Should be a whole bundle of fun here as we get everything started. Alright, let's throw the in-game up. Let's get that started. As we are going to have in the bottom left-hand side the red Terran player. This is going to be taking the 1-0 lead with that cheeky little build, honestly. It was a little bit cheeky. It is going to be our red Terran player, ByuN. Up against the blue Zerg in the top right corner of the map, we have got Rainor. So, game 2 of the series as we get this underway and started up. An Overlord on the way out and get started in. An SCV and a depot. Nothing too crazy, just building right now. The Overlord heading down to the bottom left-hand side. And going to take position in the next few moments as it gets readied up and settled to play. Hatchery and the drone coming by as well. Just going to see that SCV still producing through from ByuN, and we'll get a couple more of those coming about and across for the next few moments. So yeah, Overlord is making its way down to the bottom left. The CC and the SCV on the way up as well, bringing all of that through. Again, the hatchery and the gas building, but nothing really too much to talk about just yet. We are obviously just in the very first building stages, and yeah, is command center first from ByuN, which means that he's going to be a little bit less active on the map. There will not be a super early Reaper or anything, which means that there's not going to be really much to follow for the first couple minutes then, because CC first is going to go unpunished. We do not have a pool first, which actually wouldn't have been good against the CC first anyway. Going to go 2 barracks behind this, which is not the most common way to follow up a CC first nowadays. Nowadays, command center first is generally followed by just, racks double gas. But this was kind of the more old school way of kind of going into CC first. Well, it actually used to be kind of like racks. This was racks gas racks. But yeah, way back when we used to CC first in a double racks all the time, just because you wanted the extra units to start coming out. You didn't know what else to do with those minerals. Nowadays, people have figured out a lot of different ways to go for the CC first opening, a lot of different ways to follow up and to set up and so on and so forth. So it's going to be seen our marine count continuing to grow. As, yeah, I would not be surprised if ByuN is just going to try and stick to something aggressive and bio-focused once again here, as the tech lab and reactor come down. So, yeah, I mean, CC first is a good economy booster, but with 2 racks on the way, you're definitely looking towards something a bit more like, hey, let's get aggro more than anything else in the next, a little bit. Like, say, you're going to have a lot more unit production than you are kind of saving up for third base or anything along those lines. So, definitely a couple of things to think on as we continue through with that. Link Speed Queen drone all producing a couple of SCVs, the factory and the stim pack will be building as well. The reactor just finishing up on the barracks, and we have a couple more SCVs still building their way through. A couple of the SCVs going to get nibbled at on the low ground, so the Lings continue to get damage done there. Finding a few shots already. The Marines step over, Lings take shots, and get pushed back the other direction as the factory is about to finish. Again, Link Speed Queen continue to come through as well as our hatchery comes online. Those Lings step away to the upper right-hand side, and we just have, again, the Overlords stepping toward the middle. Extra drones on the way, the Overlord and Link Speed building up as well. Starport will be finishing, and we'll get ourselves ready for this 2-1-1 setup to hit, connect, and try and make some damage happen. That is going to be the plan here from ByuN. And then, of course, we'll see what the follow-up is from there. Do we see a third CC eventually coming down, or does he somehow stick this to just continue to be 2-base aggression? The depot's on the way up at the front, so we begin to wall off as well, prepare ourselves against any potential counterattacks. Reynor, when he's been playing recently, has been playing quickly, he's been playing ferociously, he's definitely been having a lot of Lings on the map, being playing all around and looking for the openings to counter with, so preparations against that is definitely going to be necessary here, because you know for a fact that ByuN is not wanting to deal with those Lings sneaking into mineral lines and having to deal with that while also trying to push on the map and deal damage. Because it's 100% one of the ways in which Reynor is just going to try and completely undo a lot of what ByuN would like to get set up for. Marines gathering as the engineering bay finishes up on the wall off as well. A couple of medevacs and the Marines continue to build evolution chambers coming up. Overlords, Lings, Queen getting going as a couple of drones just nibbling about. Lings continue to gather, and we see a few of them already jumping in toward this set of rocks over here. So rocks already taking a few shots. Queen's pulling back over. The Marines are going to arrive. Obviously, against a 2-on-1, you typically just need to have the right amount of, units. And so cutting drones at the correct time is typically kind of the main way to look at this. The big question here is obviously this was CC first into 2-on-1, so, I'm not sure what the exact number is that you should cut at, but this seems comfortable from Reynor, and at 55 drones, if he gets away with this, then that's a great position. His economy is definitely looking strong. There's Lings in the main. That drop will not be able to unload here successfully, so that will still not do much of anything. And Reynor, with a good shutdown and pushback on ByuN's initial attack, is going to be able to stop this from getting to be any sort of seriousness in the early stages. Queen stepping over. Medevac taking damage. Quiet Medevac still getting pushed away to the side. +1 on combat shield coming through. Marines in the tank added up as well. Our Lings and our melee upgrades still building. The Baneling Nest also coming down. We do see our Zerglings moving about in the main base. As yeah, another hatchery or two coming in. So it's going to be a 4th and 5th hatch at the same time. Reynor feeling confident and comfortable with where he's at right now. But he is playing against a Terran player who is adding on more barracks and who is not looking to play the macro game that Reynor is almost setting up for. Reynor's going to counterattack to a third base that has nothing there, to a natural that is going to be, well, defended by units and a wall off. Reynor needs to kind of get some defense going right now. Tanks are taking position. He did not finish off these rocks, so he doesn't actually have the flanking potential from this other direction. The Lings do come in from the other side, though, and there's a good chance they get rid of a siege tank there, which is nice. Any tank you get rid of is going to be a slowdown on this army of ByuN from getting into that super powerful position. The more splash damage, the more tanks there are, the better off you're going to be feeling here as ByuN. The more you can really bully a position and lock it down. Now we're going to see Rainor coming in from two angles once again. Mostly just Lings. The few Banelings are still slow. That Baneling speed not done yet. But Noah's the combat shield for those Marines. And remember, this is a two-base push out of ByuN. Losing units already is going to really slow his momentum. Don't get me wrong, his army supply right now is still good. But this is definitely already a stopper here from Raynor, and he's going to have Baneling speed for the next time they fight, most likely. He's got a Carapace upgrade advantage as well. It is looking good for Raynor to make a defense on this. Like, don't get me wrong, yeah, army supplies are even, but all you have to do as Raynor is hold on because of the fact that your opponent is so committed. Ling's forcing a lift off on the reinforcements too, so they're just not going to be able to roll across as easily as they were before. I love the split on the Banes as well, just letting a few of them roll toward the Marines so the tanks don't just grab a whole bunch. We are going to get a second siege tank there. That was the one that lifted up, of course. But that's the thing. It's only ever been like 2 siege tanks. The splash damage available has not really been huge. Raynor can easily give up this base. This is one of the bases he double expanded to, so 4th and 5th at the same time means that he can give up this one and still have a base on the top. And that's exactly what he will do, because that was a bit greedy. It's 100% one of the easiest things for you to give up in this scenario, because you just don't need it to be in a successful position in the slightest right now. Feelings and Banes roll out to that far left side, so they're going to gather over there as the potential to push down continues. Marines and tanks still gathering up. Marines step over to the right side, a couple of creep teamers going down. Ling Bane still making their way out down to the bottom. Marines moving through, just going to be seeing the Queen going to be there. Medevac's lifting up, pulling back, just going to be seeing the +2 attack, +1 armor continuing through the other Marines. Unloading once again as the couple of tanks will be unsieging. We have the Ling Bane still pressing forward. Looking to play the wraparound here on the rest of this Marine tank army, so looking to get this going. As you see a few drones going down as well, so an opportunity in the back of the double Liberator going to be a distraction. We are stacked in a corner right here. We have to lift up. And, well, we are able to lift up. There's units in the main base, though, so the unload here will not do much at all. And ByuN is just absolutely covered. The Liberators are annoying, and that is the one thing that ByuN really has working for him at the moment. Everything else is kind of being shut down and handled by Raynor very aptly. A little bit of a lack of creep spread in this main to natural, which is slowing down the process of removing these Liberators, which have denied a lot of mining, to be fair. And that actually is a problem for Raynor. Like, he has lost quite a lot of time mining. And so yeah, I would say that that's an issue. Economies are still very similar work accounts. It's a 2-base scenario for ByuN until very soon when he's about to drop this 3rd base down. That's the first time he's stepping away from 2 bases. Double medevac on the left will be gathering. I mean, obviously, as the game spreads out a little bit from Raynor, the game can spread out a bit from ByuN. You can try and make more happen with that, but it just feels like Raynor is in such a comfortable position now. He's soon going to be 2-2 against, yeah, maybe 2-1. The +2 attack upgrade being pretty far along from ByuN, but no second engineering bay in operation. As the drop there gets intercepted, so it gets a couple of shots on the hatchery, some damage done, but doesn't do too much. However, the dive in the main bay is going to find the spawning pool, so that's a pretty big deal. We do transfuse it back up, though. The Queens were there, and so we will not get the kill. Spawning pool survives, and Raynor continuing his tech up into the infestation pit. Also had Lings over here trying to make a fight during that, as ByuN trying to find the opportunity, trying to find the opening in that moment, but is not quite able to just yet. Now a few Marines coming down the other side and looking to try and maybe make their way around in the next little bit. Give those Lings and Banes jumping toward the Marines. On the right side, a little bit of Ling Bane crashing into a few Marines as well, so we're just going to grab that. The extra Lings coming through, +3 attack, +2 armor. Marine Marauder medevac mine continuing to produce the rest of that Ling Bane still settling in on the top of the map for the moment. Ling Bane crashes through, the medevacs have to lift off. A little bit more bio through the center once again, as we continue to see ByuN making a bit of progress out to the upper right-hand side. So continue to journey over as we get rid of one more Zergling. There's a couple of Banes burrowed up right there as well. Need to be careful. Burrowed Bane's going to be very deadly, and that is an opportunity from Rainor. Just turned. Walking up the right-hand side there. Oh, there's even more Banelings here. Oh, the pre-split from ByuN. I don't think that's because of Burrowed Banes, though. And they will still get to connect. Kaboom! And the Burrowed Banelings connect already. And ByuN going to lose a few of his Marines there. Maybe not the biggest of connections, but it didn't need to be, really. As it's just going to get rid of the Marines, and the Marauders can't really fare well against those Zerglings that then swarm them afterward. The DPS just isn't there any longer. Top left, this unload will happen once more, and that's the one thing that ByuN is still working on, because this drop is absolutely having to pick up and just evacuate. And, okay, ByuN got to a third base, but it does feel like Reynor is in pretty much complete and total control of this game. Lurk Den on the way up. Hive is done, so we can start those upgrades on the Lurk Den as soon as it's ready. Reynor has pushed himself into an extremely comfortable position in the opening moments of this game 2. I say opening moments, it's 12.5 minutes deep. It's been a bit of a longer game, but he has been able to bring it back a little bit, step himself into a more comfortable position here as the Lingbane continues to crash on forward. A Widowmine shot trying to connect. There's still the Burrowed Banelings in the back. If he kite back far enough into those, that could have been a connection as well, but Reynor did not manage to keep the chase going for that long. A couple of scans here, and the actual Burrowed infested that right side. Going to be seen as well. It just about gets away. We'll rescan that, ByuN recognizing the need for it, but he is kiting back into an infestor, into Banelings as well, potentially, so, I mean, there's just ways for Reynor to clean up around. However, he's lost 9 drones again. The Liberator actually having once again a good time, and Reynor not going to have too much money in the bank. He's going to drop down on supply, so this sequence of events was not as effective for Reynor as it seemed. And ByuN, I mean, my concern for ByuN now, I suppose, is that this turned from like a 2-base all-in to like very committed in 3 bases. However, there's also a 4th CC that's going to move out, so a good moment from ByuN. He's going to stay maxed out. Rainor will get maxed out again. I think the issue now for ByuN is that his tech is not really there to deal with the Lurkers as they come online. We've got some Liberators building, but realistically, we're talking about needing Ghosts right now. We're not talking about needing Liberators. Liberators can be a nice transition to help deal with the Lurkers at first, but realistically, we need to start seeing Ghosts. And the 15-20 army supply we're down here is Rainor. Are we worried about that? I mean, yeah, it's scary a little bit, but with Lurkers out, I don't think we should be able to break through. And that's a massive fungal from the other side. It's going to double down. And Rainor is going to get a huge pushback, including a bunch of the Medivacs low HP getting shot away at. Everything bar 2 empty Medivacs taken out right there. On the left-hand side, this drop is not going anywhere either. And that was a massive plummeting supply here for ByuN as Rainor makes short work and cleans up with comfort in that game. Well, in this game number 2, and I think he is back on track to just having complete comfort in this. There's a bit of an odd fight in the middle for him. But yeah, it really does feel as though we're back on the right direction now. As the Lingbane Hydra Lurker gathering up, a couple of ByuN units there, going to fire away, turn the other units around. Couple shots coming through, just going to be seeing the Lings camping on that mineral line. SCV's going down. We're just going to see the rest of the Hydras coming about. Lurkers are firing. 12 SCVs down, the 3rd base having to lift off. We've just recently kind of established the 4th base, so it's not like we've got a ton of money or banked up kind of cash here for ByuN. He's going to have to deal with this ASAP, and like I say, I don't really know if there's a way for him to really deal with the Lurkers effectively at this stage when they're pushing on into him. Reliance and Liberators, well, he only has 2 of those, so it's not like they're a kind of magical solution, even if they were kind of the best you could have. No Ghost, limited amount of Liberators, and this is looking like trouble here for our Terran players. It looks as though Reynor might be good to bring us to a Game 3, the fungal growth to cap it off. And we will indeed be going to Game 3 of our opening series today. Reynor and ByuN going to go the distance, and that 3rd map coming up in just a few moments as we'll continue through the action. I'll say that Game 3 coming in the next couple of seconds, which will be played on ley lines as well. So we'll get that hosted, get this ready to begin. The lobby link down, get everyone in, and we'll kick off into this next game, guys. Thanks for your patience between maps, although we're being pretty quick about it. Still appreciate you guys taking a moment or two while we take a moment or two to get everyone into the lobby and everything. And then we'll continue our way through in the WardiTV !TR Invitational. You can !TR in the Twitch and the YouTube chats to check out Tempest Rising, an RTS, very Command & Conquer-esque if you've not seen it already. They have an update coming in today that is going to release their multiplayer We're going to be playing that in a couple of hours' time once the StarCraft 2 games are wrapped up. It is our sponsor for the day. They are the reason we have this little tournament and invitational today. So go check it out. With my link, you can access, and once the update goes live, you actually can get 20% off the game as well. So maybe don't buy it just yet, but in like an hour and a half, you can get 20% off. Make the most of it. And go diving into some kind of older school RTS. Alright, we're diving into game 3 here, guys. I'm desperate for the first game. It's so hot in this room. I need to open the window bad. I refuse to stand up before before the game screen comes on. But for literally zero real reason, apart from the fact that I don't know. I actually have no idea why. It feels unprofessional. Like, that's ever stopped us doing anything on this stream before. In the bottom left-hand side, we are going to have ourselves the blue Zerg player, bringing it back to a 1-1 scoreline. It is Rainor, and he battles against the red Terran. In the top right-hand corner, we have got ByuN. Alright, game 3 of the series. Let's see what our plan might be. Ley lines, fun map. Maybe some macro mixed in there. Obviously, very aggressive games from ByuN so far. That game 2 was absolutely like a 2-base commitment, then a 3-base commitment. Hatch, gas, and spawn and pool all going down. Just going to be seeing the CC and the barracks coming online. SCV getting added up as well. We keep bringing that over as the Overlord heads toward the upper right-hand side and toward the natural, and so very soon. Just information gathering, not much else to say. It's command center first again from ByuN. This game he does go racks double gas. We mentioned about all the possibilities of what you can do off a CC first. This is just going to be a variation of that already. But you're now going to see, instead of multiple racks coming down super quickly, this is going to be a bit more focused on just getting the gas down and getting into that more standard factory. Most likely a couple of Hellions get onto the map for some map control. Just a very different way of establishing yourself in this game, considering the fact that, game number, 2 has been a CC first and went very differently as well. So just mixing it up. ByuN is very good at this, kind of taking a build and kind of doing something similar but then very different. He's really a very creative player when it comes to builds and mixing up his strategies. He's had his moments where just, multi-racks Reaper has been his thing and so on, but there's always been that kind of variation in there. There's never been like the one direct, like this is the singular build order we use. Even if he's using, a similar build, there's oftentimes different strands from it that kind of differentiate it and really make the play from ByuN very varied, very, a lot of variety as well. Factoring a couple of SCVs. They'll build on through the hatchery coming up onto the third base, and we do have Overlord still spreading out just defensively, keeping an eye on things. This time it is straight to the triple CC, so ByuN is not messing around. He's just going to play the economy game. Factory going to be able to move on over to the reactor soon. I mean, the reactor's not ready yet. We built a couple of Marines first, so yep, but he's ready to drop that down, so 100% just going to get some Hellions out and play from there in the early stages. So 2 Hellions start. The barracks going to commit onto the right-hand side. You'll see the hatchery coming down into the front, into that triangle. So 3 bases coming through. Extra Hellions still building. The Marines are gathering. And our command center in the main. Whoa. Double factory in production. Okay, we're going to play a mech game 3. Not surprising me at all if this caught Reynor off guard, because this is not expected. And it's 100%, I mean, he's hiding it well. He's making this look standard and typical, like, oh, I'm just building Hellions. Oh, my third CC's just over here, ready to float out. All the easily found information makes this seem typical. All the hidden information, those factories right in the back, are going to be the real kind of like, oof, can you deal with mech when you don't really know what's coming? And, and that's what's going to be, the question really asked here for Reynor, because A, can he figure out it's coming? Honestly, very likely that he just doesn't. And B, can you then adapt on time once you do potentially figure it out at a later point? Sorry if I mute up, guys. I still have a lingering cough. So, if I just mute up out of somewhere, if I rush to finish a sentence today, it's just me trying to not blast your ears off with a cough or something. So apologies. It's going to be the most I've talked in a few days, obviously, as well, so not sure how well it'll go. Hopefully not too badly, as we do have a couple Hellions making their way out toward that left-hand side. We've got the Magfield Accelerator coming through, so we can begin the Cyclone production. The Cyclones are on their way. Infernal Pre-Ignited coming online as well. And so we are just going to head into the battle mech. Now, Rainor, Carapace is upgrading into the Roachron, so he's actually making some good calls here initially. He did see gases on the natural. I wonder if that's been enough to tell him about the possibility maybe of, you know, potentially some mech. I'm not sure what time he actually saw the kind of the gases on the natural at, so yes, we will see. Couple depots going down. Again, we are going to see the lair building up, the armory building in the back from ByuN. Infernal Pre-Igniter, Magfield Accelerator continue to come over. Cyclones and Hellions still building. And melee upgrade will start as well. Carapace still coming over. Just going to be seeing the lair about to finish. And that's a lot of units. Hellions and Cyclones combined moving into the middle of the map. It's just getting set out into the center here. A couple of hatches still coming online. Factory and refineries coming up. The Hellions are going to come through. Overlords going to get taken down as well by the Cyclones. As the Queens and the Lings going to set up also. Melee upgrade coming by. Infernal Pre-Ignite is still fighting. That's a massive wraparound with the Zerglings. Wow, that's actually a very effective wraparound. He's going to remove the majority of this army. Can we get both the Cyclones at the end here? Big great just to finish the Cyclones off. The units that cost a little bit extra. It is expensive for Reynor, though. That was a lot of his Zerglings. He will be able to start building roaches in the back of this. He actually has a lot of money kind of floating right now. He's a little bit lava-starved, Reynor, so that might be a problem, especially if he's got to deal with another wave of this army sometime soon. He's missing the lava. He might not be in kind of the numbers that he needs, so definitely a possible problem that's looming at the moment in the near future. Aliens morphing into Hellbats. The roaches are on their way, so like I said, we have access to those. Reynor really didn't seem to kind of truly know about this until a little bit too recently, huh? The roaches, their problem is obviously going to be the Cyclones, and their ability to lock on and kite those roaches means that the roaches are not always going to be able to stick around and kind of do their absolute utmost here, so that will likely be a problem as well as the Cyclones pull back away to the side. Hellion Cyclones still pulling back through. The Cyclones will get there. The Overlord going down. The rest of the Hellions gathering back together. As you just see the Hive and the Baling Nest coming through as well. Lings trying to chase. Hellion and the Cyclone coming back through. The rest of the Hellions coming back over as well. And more drones, more Zerglings coming over. Just going to be seeing the Hellion Cyclone coming through as well. Locking on, getting quite a bit of damage done with that. A lot more of those Zerglings getting cleaned out. The Roach is still trying to cut the distance and jump on top of those Cyclones still. You see some of the Cyclones going to come back through, get their lock-ons again. Roach is still taking a bunch of damage, but if you can get back up to that high ground and cancel some of those lock-ons, there is benefit to it. Reynor just playing a Roach Ling for the moment and just continue to crank that out in numbers to try and compete with the Cyclone count, which is growing currently 6 at a time in the production tab. Reynor going to take a little bit of a chance to dive forward onto this, and he does get rid of a couple of the Cyclones there already. So, getting a little bit of damage done early. A few Cyclones getting some lock-ons for some Zerglings too. Seeing the creep team at the front going down, a bit more of the Roach-Ling still getting tackled. Just for those early stages. Let's see a vehicle plating coming up. Cyclones, Hellions, Armory, all building through. The rest of the Cyclones and the Hellions coming back over as well. Just got that refinery finishing up on the front. There's a rich Vespene as you take the forward base. Shouldn't be difficult to hold onto with a mech army that's looking to constantly be aggressive anyway. You're going to have presence on the map pretty much. You know, if you don't have a presence on the map, you've got bigger things or bigger issues than your fourth base, right? Because it means your army's had trouble. Cyclones. I'm just going to step forward. The Roach is going to be taking damage again. We're just going to be seeing the Cyclones coming back over. The Hellions, they got chased a little bit as well. Cyclones, Hellions continue to go down. So the Lings at the back finding a reasonable little surround for themselves. Trying to make themselves as useful as possible without running into the masses of Hellions that are in the main army. Got a couple of infestors on the way up. They're important because if you can get some fungals down, you can stop the ability of kiting away with this force. And that obviously takes a lot of the value away from the battle mech army. So that's one of the things you want to try and achieve. Hellions wolfing into Hellbats. You realize that the Ling wraparound is coming. And we are going to try and stop this army from getting away. So the Hellbats are going to try and trade as best they can against these Zerglings. As Reynor feels he needs to commit in right now. His supply has been going the wrong direction though. And ByuN is going to find a win to catapult him into the winner's match today, to take on the winner of Clem and MaxPax, which is coming up next. So we're going to get ourselves a little bit of TVP up next. We're going to swap on over to Europe to get ourselves involved on that one. And we will go from there. What did I tell the players from match order, by the way? Yes, upper bracket first. So we will go on MaxPax. And then into the upper bracket finals. That's what's coming up, guys. All right, perfect. Let's hop on over to Europe and get that ready to go. And yeah, we'll get this TVP underway and see who can take a little bit of an edge here. See who can join ByuN in that winner bracket. Tempest Rising sponsoring StarCraft 2? No. Tempest Rising is sponsoring the stream. We are going to be playing Tempest Rising later today. But to get viewership for the sponsorship, I'm running a little StarCraft 2 tournament, so I had nothing to name this, so I named it the exclamation mark. That's why it's called the exclamation mark TR Invitational. Just so you guys will type exclamation mark TR. So they're not directly sponsoring the tournament, per se. They're just sponsoring the stream a little bit later on. I'm just doing my due diligence to build the views up a little ahead of time. Cool, just message Clem, get him here, and we'll get this Tavern vs. Pros ready to go. Clem MaxPax coming up, guys, in this little event today. Yeah, we'll be checking out the new update for Tempest Rising later on. Like I said, the game will be going on offer. I'll talk a little bit more about it in like an hour and a bit, because then the update actually goes live. That's when it's, you know, the sponsored content can actually happen. So I'll talk about it a bit more and push it a little bit more then, but I wanted to get us started at a little bit of an earlier point in the day, so hence here we are right now. Because obviously we're going to have a few hours of StarCraft 2 first, right? So yeah, we will have a few hours of StarCraft 2 first, no matter what. It's kind of warm today. Not gonna lie. It is hot in here. Alright, get Clem and MaxPax video in, guys. They are here. Oh, awesome. So yes, cool little TVP matchup coming up next. And get this on the way, get this started, and get ready to roll. Do, 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 do. Incorporeal, Last Fantasy, Leylines, a little mix of videos. Leylines gets videoed by Terrans and TVP a lot, to be fair, so actually is a fairly standard video, even if we see Leylines typically come into a lot of matchups. Seeing a videoed early in a TVP doesn't surprise me too much, with the Terran being the vetoer. Maganatha. Gonna get vetoed out as well, so that's 4 out of our 6 vetoes, 2 more, and then we can pick some maps and get ourselves into this Terran versus Protoss matchup, guys. Again, I appreciate a little bit of patience as we get set up into it. Persephone gonna get vetoed as well. 1 more veto from MaxPax, and then it will be a map pick. And after this, we'll be doing the winners match as well. That will be coming up a bit further down the line, as previously mentioned. Torches are gonna be the next veto. And that means we are down to map picks of, what, Tokamak? Surprise there, Pylon is left in. Tokamak, Pylon, and Ultralove are going to be the remaining map, and that's actually the one we will start on. So, get Ultralove hosted up right now. Well, again, leaves us with Tokamak and Pylon, I believe, our second and third map. Just wait for the players to join us, and they'll ready up, and we'll get into this game, guys. Like I say, we should be able to keep games going pretty quickly today. Should just be a little bit of veto time between groups, that's all. Between matches, that's all. Perfect. Bit of Clem MaxPax, how about that to keep the day exciting? Let's dive in as we head to Ultralove here. We get this ready to rumble. Take this way right now as we kick off and get ready to go. In the bottom left hand side, we're going to have ourselves the blue Terran player. It is going to be from Team Liquid. It is Clem. And he is going to be taking on the red Protoss in the top right-hand side, MaxPax. It's not hard. It's really hard not to say the team name, and the team name is literally part of the player's name. And like, I think this all the time. It's like I miss a lot of like team intros and stuff. And it's like it's not like I pick out certain ones to do. It's just typically like when the Liquid guys play, Liquid's in the name. And it's like it's really easy to say Team Liquid because it's like right there in front of me, you know. I don't know if that's if that makes sense to you all, but. It's very effective actually having the team name as part of your name when going into the match. 200 IQ play from Liquid. Getting the name mentioned more than a lot of the others. To be fair, I mean, there used to be, it's this overlay as well, takes the team tag away from it as well, so, you know, if you tag over, on a lot of overlays, you would actually have the bracket Psystorm in front of MaxPax. But this overlay actually removes the clan tags. I think you can turn it on, but I'm not going to press buttons to figure out what the button is to do that. Is it Ctrl-Shift-C? Should I press it? Should I try it? Oh, that's APM. There's a way to turn it on. It's not Shift then, is it? Oh, that's, oh, maybe it is. There's something else. Yeah, there's a way to turn it on, I guess, but, obviously, it doesn't really matter too much. just some back information or some hidden info while we start up here. We do see our factory dropping down from Clem, so double gassing it up into the factory to start us off. In the early few moments, And the probe is going to get out onto the map and head toward the upper right-hand side after scouting. He got some good info. There's not much to stick around for, so he'd rather just bring that home than keep it on the map and potentially risk it to an early Marine or the first Reaper of the game, which is already out. We're going to go second Reaper from Clem, which does mean an investment into gas still. Reaper hops up into the main, just going to be coming through. Stalker going to be right there to hit the Reaper, and the Reaper is going to get pushed back. So Reaper gets in for not much info at all. Stargate's right in the back there, so Clem doesn't get to see that part of it just yet. So you'll have to just continue to try and scout and pick up on what exactly it is that MaxPax is heading into. And the fact that it's a Stargate is interesting, because if Clem knew that, there's a lot of ways then for him to potentially try and take advantage of a Stargate opener. Super fast Cyclones and being a bit aggressive can do a lot for you in those moments, so definitely something we can kind of look toward a little as the double Reaper together. We'll try and make a move into the main base now. We've got a few probes, obviously going to potentially be able to pull to kind of help deal with this. The Reapers will loop around, so they will see the Stargate as long as they keep going far enough, and absolutely sees it now. So you do know what the opening is, and so now Clem can potentially adjust. He instantly starts up a Viking, so Viking from the starport. He got a Widow Mine, instantly a Tech Lab, as well as he can start up Cyclone production, it seems. So yeah, he was thinking about a Widow Mine drop. Because it's going to be Phoenix, it's just not worth dropping mines anymore. The Phoenix are so good defensively against early game harassment like that, because you can lift up units and so on. Yeah, it's pretty big deal to kind of know about this, because Clem can adjust his build, and not just like, if he didn't know about it, he would maybe blindly send a Widow Mine drop in. And then not only do you not have a Viking, not have a Cyclone, you're also giving away the early units you have built that are not going to be that effective against Phoenix. So it is really nice to scout this from Clem. And especially against someone like MaxPax, who really does open Twilight Council and blink so much of the time. Like, it's not a crazy assumption from Clem to 9 times out of 10 assume MaxPax is playing the blink. So getting the confirmation when he does play a Stargate game is very nice. Now there is a little bit of harass over here as the Phoenix show up, and they're going to get an SCV before the Viking shows up to help chase away the Widow Mine shot, though. Good to take the Phoenix low HP. That's going to be a nice little connection to make that a little bit lower for later on. So maybe something that, again, Clem can potentially take advantage of. We're keeping our eyes on it to see where that goes as the couple of Phoenix come back around the other direction. Not much else for Clem to do. Play defensive against the Phoenix, collect your units up, and we'll see if he wants to make a push at it all or not. Like the Marines and the Cyclone still gathering. Just going to see the few Phoenix heading down to that bottom side. Again, still got the stim coming through. The barracks going to drop down onto a combat shield. Got that started as well. Still just going to be having our Phoenix Immortal Robo Bay building also. Basically, you keep these Phoenix at bay, and you take away the harassing potential of them. You remove a lot of that power as they turn into the Cyclone and the Viking. It's going to be a dead Phoenix. So one Phoenix going down. The next Phoenix will take some shots off the Viking as well. Cyclone gets a lock on. That's another dead Phoenix. Oh, no. A little bit of disaster here for MaxPax as Clem is showing up. There's going to be an Immortal out. That's going to be a big part of defending this potentially. Plus one, Stim and Combat all coming through. The Widow Mine going to burrow up. The Observer keeping an eye on it. The Phoenix going to get there for the pickoff. The rest of the Marines, the Cyclone, the Viking gathering together as well. And the Phoenix at least going to go around the sides and look for kind of counter-attacking, or looking to pick off kind of units that are reinforcing more than anything else, I suppose. It's going to be their plan here as a couple of those SCVs get shot down. Phoenix putting some work in. So a lot of Marines on the top. We do have our units going to pull back. We actually got the Cyclone onto the Immortal, which is big because he popped the barrier of it early. I don't think we can fight the Colossus, though, and that's going to be what turns Clem around truly right now. Is actually got a few SCVs as well. I'm just going to try and shut this army down as it pulls back a little bit. Again, Stim and Combat Shield available. It's just Colossus will melt Marines. Even just one Colossus here going to make it very, very difficult for this Marine army to really show up and to do too much of anything right now. Unless we can find out a position, but the Colossus is right there, so I don't mind just poking around and checking to see if there's an opportunity here and there, but there's now a Colossus on the third and natural. I think it's unlikely that this drop finds much else. However, maybe it tempts some units out of position and allows this group of units to move in, and maybe we can go in from two sides and kill this Colossus. That's going to be the plan. We're going to dive on it. MaxPax going to lose Colossus 1 quickly. The Immortal and Sentry here as well will go down pretty swiftly. And now we can turn our attention towards the third. We've got Widowmines here going to hit Stalkers that do not have Blink, so that's going to be big damage. The Phoenix are melting. This last Colossus in the back is likely really the one thing that can potentially defend right now. It's not ideal, but can it be enough? Not really. It gets dove on. The Zealots walking forward are not going to be good enough either. Again, we are without Twilight upgrades. Without Twilight upgrades, we do not have a good answer to this army of Clem. And MaxPax is going to be dead. It really is a pretty pretty rough. Just, again, getting scouted early, knowing that it was like, you know, the Phoenix play early on gives Clem a lot of ability to adapt his build. And just from there, just coming across the map, looking good, looking strong. And realizing at first he couldn't dive the Colossus right, so he didn't dive it at first. He waited for the little wraparound that became available after. And then just really going from there. End of 2 coming up as we ready up and get started into this next game. So let's get ourselves up and rolling into game number 2 of this best of 3 opening match for these guys here today still. As you take this into play. Alright. In the bottom left-hand side, we're going to have ourselves the red Protoss player. This is going to be MaxPax down a map and looking to bring it back against the blue Terran. In the top right-hand side, we have got Clem. Good scout, good response. MaxPax did not find a way to make use of the Phoenix well enough. He got a few SCVs here and there, but that was really about it. Got to the Colossus to keep himself alive initially, but it's kind of rough because with 2 Colossus together, maybe there's a better chance for you to kind of not get surrounded there. But the problem is if 2 Colossus together, then they're both on one base, and that potentially leaves a weakness for a drop play or so, and that's what makes that phase of the game so difficult, where the Terran can really look for the correct opportunity. And if the correct opportunity is there, if the opportunity really kind of presents itself, boom, you just jump on it, you take full advantage, and you can roll from there, right? So, definitely a factor. As the barracks coming through, the gateway coming up, and we get ourselves this game number 2 underway without too many immediate surprises, but obviously we'll see what will happen. Reaper and the Orbital coming through. Next in the Cybercore, we'll build the probe, going to patrol at front, the Reaper on the way out. And the factory in the CC just building. The Orbital command on the way in. Reaper is about to finish. Cybercore about to be done. All on this probe. Guess until the Reaper pops out, aka now. And there was not much else exciting going on. But we can take the Reaper on a trip across the map and see what Clem can do scouting-wise and harassing-wise in the early stages this time. Not really expecting a Stargate again here from MaxPax. Expecting him to throw down the Twilight Council in comparison to that first game. That will shade out. Reaper is going to get jumped on. And the Adept going to continue to chase our Reaper down out towards the upper right-hand side. It's just going to try and get in there and potentially make a little bit of something happen as our Reaper hops into the main base. It gets all the way back for the moment. Reaper is going to shoot, and that probe is going to be in some immediate trouble. Probe, in fact, going down already. Warp Gate, Twilight Council continue to build in already. I got that Twilight Council completing, and that is going to allow us to start the blink. And yeah, Reaper Hellion going to move out one way. A couple Marines going to help to zone the Adept out the other. Both Adepts together here should be kind of fine. Get Blink and that Warp Gate building through. The Robo Facility's coming up from MaxPax as well. And again, our Marines pulling back a little bit. These Adepts have still continued to poke, and now they're going to get overwhelmed a little. Hellion obviously has the speed with the Reaper to chase Adepts down if they get too low initially. That's what happens there for the first one. The second one will be able to shade out for now. And the Hellion's kind of low, so not going to pull that back though. I thought Clem might pull it back to get a repair on it, but not going to be the case. As the Adept continues to shade about. For the moment, Blink still coming through. The Reaper and the Hellion trying to poke at the front. The Stalker going to be right there to turn that away as well. Still got that Blink halfway done. Tank and Marines continue to build a few SCVs and go straight after the Adept once more. 2 SCVs going down already. Good damage being dealt initially. Marines will chase. And again, we have that Blink about to finish up in the next few moments, so looking to get that completed. Nexus on the way, the Probe's on the way. Over from the Natural, the other couple units there are going to get chased back around. But players taking a couple of worker losses. The Widowmines here from Clem, sorry, have been active as well, but they're going to get brought back home now. So Clem retreating away with everything, not going to try and stick around as he might have initially expected him to go for. It's weird to see the Widowmine drop coming back home, but clearly does not feel as though there's an opportunity there for him to, again, make much else happen. MaxPax is going to take the chance to start up a charge. His third Nexus is well underway at this point. This starts to play a very typical, a very typical follow-up from those Blink Stalkers into this next phase of the game. +1 in a siege tank coming through initially. Iraq's on the way out. The Stalkers poking around. 2 gateways coming in there. Again, Simon +1 coming about. Just gonna see a couple of Stalkers actually going to be able to blink forward and chase after the Hellion, able to remove that from that right-hand side already. He's just going to get that immediately. The Observer still gathering. All of our upgrades just continuing through. Those Stalkers continue to push. And Gates, Temple Archives +1 in the charge coming online as well. You see another scan, just keeping an eye on things. As we do have the +1 in charge continuing to come through for the moment. The tanks, where do they want to siege up? How do they want to approach this? Going to get themselves sieging right now. Impact combat +1. Continue to build, a couple of tank shots flaring as well. It's going to see those tanks getting some shots off, firing away. Storm going to start, +1 attack coming through. I'm making his first kind of proper push now across the other side. And has that Raven getting a couple of kills here and there. Continue to push down the right. Can MaxPax make a stop on this? Again, the +1 in the Storm coming across. The medevac of Marines on the left-hand side going to go pushing. The Prism going to counterattack, going to make Clem's life a little bit more difficult here by getting some pressure in. Now, Clem's not fully committed. He's got a third base. SCVs dropping from that Prism play. The drop doesn't do much here on the side of Clem. Again, Storm about to finish up in the next few moments on the Temple Archives. 4 bases being built from MaxPax. Clem's army did not continue to progress in the end. It did stop. So you see the Bio going to get there. We grab a Zealot now. The couple Widow Mines and the tanks continue to move across. Just going to be seeing this army readying up a push down to that bottom left-hand side. Still got the Robo Bay Nexus +2 attack coming online as well. Fury Template will unload. We'll continue to just put ourselves in a position where we can continue to apply some pressure here. The Zealots still gathering. Robo Bay +2 attack coming up as well. A couple of Vikings on the way out. Build up as much of this as we can for the moment as the Zealot Stalker force regathers in the center. The Prism will join back up, coming up here with everything else. The facility and that Robo Bay still coming online. The +2 attack upgrade, building on the Forge. We do just got to take a few moments right now where this game settles in, and we get to take a chance to really just stabilize our positions and go from there. Vikings and Ghost Soul building, armor upgrade coming through. But yeah, just going to be a nice little passive game for the next few moments. We got to take a chance to just sit back, relax a little bit. Clem and MaxPax both heading to max out here in the next few minutes. Additional barracks coming up. The Synths down the armory still coming online. Do you have the couple of Goes going to head out onto the map? They're factoring a couple of Vikings on that right side, watching for potential Prism entry. Sets off over to the side. CC going to go take the 12 o'clock. Obviously, Clem just going to try and start matching MaxPax on that base count, but MaxPax should always be a step ahead on the bases, and so the 5th base building is the expectation, considering Clem is happy to expand to his own 4th. Like I say, as a Protoss, you kind of want to be that step ahead on the expansion, and that's exactly what we're aiming for initially. As the +2/+1 upgrades continue through, the extended thermal lines will finish very soon. We've got a couple more Colossus building up as well, as we see additional gates continuing to produce. The army of MaxPax comes around that right-hand side. Tanks, Sense Tower. Well, we have the attack on the left as well. We'll check in on that in a moment, but let's see how this fight goes. Clem gets in a position there. Okay, it's just a massive Zealots over here. The beast is not morphed into a planetary yet, so we could just lift it. Not even going to need to, though. As the Zealots leave, they actually eat a bunch of Widowmine shots. They get softened up, and the Bio has a chance to chase. We got a few of those Zealot kills. Overall, a few SCVs going down, but a very manageable amount, and Clem really pushing back both portions of that army comfortably. The main army got shoved away. The Zealots did not do much. I think Clem can only sit and smile about that one. That really does seem like a pretty successful few moments for him in the game so far, as the Zealot Stalker, Colossus Archon, pushing through. We got the High Templars in the back. We'll be looking for the Storms. We do get the first Warning Storm off there on the ramp. Second Storm again. Gonna soften up a couple of the units as we try and push down here. We've got more Storms, High Energy, High Templar, and they're stormed in plenty of times, so the Ghosts do not get close enough to drop the EMPs down. So it's very important how far away MaxPax is dropping those Storms from, because if you get EMP'd, you're going to be in a whole bunch of trouble very quickly as the upgrades continue through. +3 attack, Disruptor, Dark Shrine, and the Robo Facility all building. The army still of MaxPax heading toward the upper right-hand side, looking for a little push into this base here. Bunker in some trouble. Going to be going down. Storms on some of the Marauders. We do see the Vikings taking some shots as well. More Storms coming down. Actually, very good Storms in terms of where they've been placed, but the numbers might not be good enough. Clem's also across the map. He lost 13 SCVs. If he survives here, he did have this drop going, but actually no, Cannons and Zealot are going to turn that away, so Clem is not going to be able to do as well there, kind of following through as I thought he might. He will hold still, though. Obviously, the big question mark is getting those SCVs built back up, but he kept the base alive. This 5th base is going to float back over here right now as there's a Zealot in position, and Clem cannot currently commit units across there to protect that base from being taken. So he has to take at least a moment right there. Disruptor will gather. Obviously, Disruptor is very good at keeping the Terran army back and stopping it from chasing you down as well. Definitely gives you an escape pathway if the fight does not go 100% your way. And of course, just in general, forces the Terran army to move around, which is generally huge. Oh, that's a Disruptor shot. They can do that as well, where it just connects on the entire army and your Ghosts just disappear. That's going to be an opportunity for MaxPax to walk straight into this base, as now there's basically no EMPs. The Colossus will go down, and Clem find a defense here, as the Stalkers are going to be fought against by the Vikings landing as well. And a couple of Zealots getting in the front and doing some tanking work. I mean, if nothing else, Clem's lost a bunch of SCVs once again. It's not going to be easy to rebuild up the Ghosts that were lost in that moment. So huge connection there from MaxPax, able to get a massive Disruptor shot off. And I'm talking about all these ways Disruptors can zone and stop you from moving through as a Terran and this and that. But yeah, sometimes they just connect, and when they connect, they hit hard. They hit real hard. Well, extra Colossus now reinforced, and we are going to see Clem with the chance of a few more units on the left side, but a cannon wall once again, Zealot's in position, and it looks like that defense is already being made as the Colossus step forward. Bio has to take a second to step back. Laser beaming down a whole bunch of SCVs right here, plus the storms. I mean, Clem gets the drop off toward the main base, but it looks as though that's mostly going to be dealt with, so that will not be too successful. Colossus still getting chased away as the Vikings continue to push. I mean, the Vikings have consistently stayed in good numbers. They've actually been very good at getting rid of the Colossus. That's been one of the lesser threats in this game from MaxPax, but obviously every other part of this did not quite go the way it needed to. GG is called, and MaxPax ties us up 1-1 in this best of 3. And we are going to get ourselves to a third game of this series. So we are going to go the distance here, as we'll get into this in a couple of moments' time. Sorry guys, my headset is just like not on correctly today. It's very uncomfortable for some reason. So let me fix that as we go to Pylon for our game 3. MaxPax was hosting it up for us. I can alter my headset and MaxPax can host. And we can get ourselves ready for game 3 here in the next couple of moments. So we're going to kick this off. We're tied up 1-1 in this best of 3. I mean, MaxPax. And again, the winner of this will play ByuN in the winner bracket final. And the loser will play Rainor in the lower bracket opening round. Obviously just a 4-player double elimination actual bracket. It's not a group. It is a bracket, so there is a finals today. Basically, it's a GSL group, but the 2 players that advance play a final at the end. So, I mean, because a GSL group is just a double elim bracket where you don't play the grand final. So, yeah, that's what we're doing. MaxPax readying. Clem readying. We are ready to GLHF our way into Pylon. Alright, so game 3 of this series, as we get ready to kick off into our final game of this opening matchup. Let's get this underway. As like I say, we jump straight into Pylon here, guys. And see what we can get. In the top left-hand side, we're going to have ourselves the red Protoss player. This is going to be MaxPax, who brings it back with a bit of a longer game there on that game 2. Bring this back and getting into this series that we can head into now a game 3 against the Blue Terran in the bottom right-hand side. Current world champion of StarCraft 2 is Clem. Thanks for joining us today, guys, for the WardiTV !TR Invitational. We're going to be playing some Tempest Rising later today, and you can find out more with !TR. In about an hour, their newest update, including multiplayer and 2v2 and stuff, goes live. So you can check that out, and we'll be playing that for a couple hours when the StarCraft 2 wraps up. There's also a link you can purchase through my link. It helps the stream out and so on as well. And it will be 20% off once the update goes live in about an hour or so. So you can go check that out if you do wish. Otherwise, we are proxying it up for Game 3 of this series. So we are going to see Barracks on the top of the map right off the get-go. And Clem coming in with some fire for this third and final game. Now, MaxPax is going to Probe Scout, so he will come across and notice the lack of a Barracks. So, MaxPax walks up. We'll see no barracks on the high ground, and we'll just head into this main mineral line. Like I say, he's going to be aware that something is a little bit fishy right now. Drops the Nexus down. We'll see what the rest of his response will look like as the SCV of Clem shows up. Obviously, MaxPax may not know 100% right now about if this is 2 racks, if this is Marauders, if this is just 1 barracks kind of hidden and building a Reaper. Gonna drop a battery down at the front. We do have, again, the Stalkers in production. Looking to get a defense going here, but the Marauder count is growing, so I have seen this build be extremely deadly. I think the most prolific example of it was, of course, the Maori versus Hero game in Dallas. Now, MaxPax's going to see this now, so now he sees what's up. I think our overall resolution was to deal with this. You really want to try and get to a robo facility and get an Immortal out or so. Trying to just defend this with batteries and gateway units is pretty rough at times. I mean, right now, there's only one gateway of unit production as well, so MaxPax is not in the prettiest of spots initially. Clem is waiting for concussive shells before committing. More Marauders is not a bad thing. You can chunk through the battery energy and the units much more quickly with those extra Marauders. Extra gateway from MaxPax, so he is just going to try and defend this with the play on the low ground. Again, Clem getting to more and more Marauders. There will be a point where he can genuinely just, hit every single, one-shot Stalkers with Marauders if he goes that far. Do have some SCVs pulling from across the map, so looking to be a buffer in the front of these Marauders as well. Make this extremely difficult for MaxPax. It really makes him struggle in case he tries to pull the probes as a defense. This is not, honestly, to me, this is not looking ideal for MaxPax. We have seen these Marauder builds be very scary against just battery gateway unit defenses. And I'm not sure we're going to have enough. Like I say, look at the Marauder count, just going to chew through the Stalkers. I think MaxPax really assumed this was not going to be Marauders, and he really thought it was just going to be like a Reaper or so, because he did not really respect this with the opening kind of portion of the defense he went for with it. There's a Sentry out now, maybe a Force Field or so could be interesting to kind of make these Marauders stack up weirdly. They're going to just walk around it though, and they will still chase that Stalker down. It falls. They have Guardian Shield up. There is a couple of Zealots here and there which are doing some work. I mean, the Sentry will actually last a very long time. Is there a defense here for MaxPax still potentially? We've got a little bit of battery energy remaining, but the thing is, Clem still has a bunch of Marauders, and right now MaxPax is in the worst place he's been in terms of unit production. He has nothing already on the map. He warps in another Zealot and a Sentry. Obviously, probes are pulled to try and help play defense against it. The Force Field is cute. It lets the probes catch up for a few moments. I mean, the reality here, I think, with no batteries on the high ground is that these units should not be able to survive all that long. Clem will target fire down the Zealot. The probes will fall as they chase. And it looks as though Clem will set himself up for some TVP. I presume he's going to play some Protoss in the winner bracket finals here today. MaxPax will drop down to the lower bracket to play against Rainor. And that will be our next couple of matches coming through for you guys when we get that set up in just a moment or two. So we will get that set up. I'm going to throw us a break because I have to go refill my drink. So I'm going to go and get myself a drink. And we'll come back and we will jump into Clem versus ByuN. And then MaxPax versus Reynor. So we'll be right back, guys. I'll see you guys in just a few. More StarCraft 2 coming right up. Welcome back, everybody. How are we doing? Good to see you all. As we are going to get Clem and ByuN ready to play. Play line's coming up for our opening map here, so we'll get that going in just a couple of seconds and get into some presumably Protoss versus Terran. Presuming Clem is going to play Protoss here. And we'll get this ready to go. So we'll do the winner bracket final here. ByuN versus Clem. Lower bracket round 1, Reynor versus MaxPax. Lower bracket final, and then finals. That's the lineup for the StarCraft 2 today. Our players are ready. And they are able to go. So we can go along with them. And get this ready to rumble. So let's get this in. Let's get this started. Again, thank you for joining us today, guys. As we kick off into all matches here from the WardiTV !TR Invitational. In the top right hand side, going to be playing the Protoss for game number 1 of this best of 3. We're going to have ourselves the blue player. It is Clem. He's taking on the red Terran. In the bottom left-hand side, we have ByuN taking out Rainor in the first round of the day. See how this TVP lines up for us as we get into this game number 1. ByuN bring out some more surprises. He actually played some cool builds against Rainor. Some aggressive stuff. Mix it in, trying to, clearly be an unpredictable Terran to the best of his ability. So really kind of went out with that kind of idea initially. As do you have Rax, Gas, Gateway, and a sim layer. Continue to build through. You have one of the barracks proxied on the map a little bit, so a little bit sneaky here from ByuN. He's going to try and go for an opening to kind of catch Clem off a little bit early on. Even that first barracks is kind of hidden away, right? So, yeah, a little sneaky altogether here right now. Interested to see what the plan of that actually becomes. Next is Cybercore, Zealot, Reaper in the barracks continue to build through just for a few moments. We'll see, the probe does scout the barracks in the corners, then this looks a lot less suspicious. And then obviously the second barracks on the map maybe is still something you do not know about just yet. So can you figure it out as Clem, seeing the CC not coming down, for example, right? Could be kind of one of those things you piece together a little bit, so definitely some questions up for grabs. A couple of Reapers continue to build. Oh, the probe here is going to get found as well, so not be able to keep that hidden out on the map. Nice catch from ByuN. Able to take that out and stop Clem from coming back through for a scout a bit further down the line now. And Bunker is coming through. Just going to have ourselves the refinery coming up. Nexus, Battery, Probe, Stalker, Warp Gate continue to come through for the moment. Stalker is still Chrono Boost now, so 2 Stalkers and a Zealot together. Going to move to the front. The Reapers will go out toward the upper right-hand side. The Reaper's going to enter the natural expansion, so in they go. Stalker and a Zealot, 2 Stalkers and a Zealot. Going to be right there to push those Reapers back the other way. I'm going to see the Reapers coming back over. Stalkers continue to fire up. Reaper continue to take some shots. Is going to see Reaper number 1 going down already, so first Reaper falling. The second and third Reaper just about being chased out of there for the moment, as again the CC in the factory continue to come online. Reactor in the tech lab coming up as well. Stalker's just going to be hitting the bunker for a couple of seconds. So Bunker already taking some damage. The Zealot going to pull back. And that blink in the warp gate continue to come through as the robo facility and gateway still in production. So we are going to see Clem just going pretty standard here initially, right? Get the blink going, robo coming through. And able to apply some pressure from there, get that stalker count up, and then start to see what tech he wants to build up behind this in the near future. Couple Reapers going to hang about right there. And obviously would love the chance to get in and try and deal some damage, but realistically there's a couple Stalkers nearby, and we've got both engines that's kind of pinned down defensively already here on the side of Clem, so it's going to come through. Reapers are going to get chased back the other direction. Again, Marines and the Siege Tank coming about, the Stim Pack coming over. In PvT, how do you defend against proxy marauders with cannons? No, you build a robo facility. You build a robo, defend your high ground. Basically just that, like, Immortals. You can also build a Stargate, build Void Rays instead of the Robo and Immortals, but I think just Robo Immortals and defend high ground. Like, defend low ground a little bit, but be willing to go up to the high ground. Hero had a really good example of it. He played against ByuN recently, and ByuN tried to do it to him on ley lines, and it was just a perfect defense. Like, there was just no hope for ByuN at all. So Hero really shown that he learned what to do against that following his match against Maru. So yeah, really seems like the much more convincing way to defend it. Great example of how something can look so freaking powerful, but if you do the actual correct response, it doesn't look very good at all. Like, it's crazy the difference it can make. Yeah, that was very cool. Anyways, Storm on the way up, charges coming through. Back into this one. This is going to be seeing a High Templar coming about. It's going to be having the +1 on the combat shield coming through as well. Marine Marauder is still in production. Again, the extra Medivacs Marauder still producing on through. 2 more barracks on the way from ByuN. As you'll see him powering up the Bioforce here. Gets the scan out, picks off an observer in the skies already. Combat shield, concussive shells, +1 attack, continue to come through. Marine Marauder Medivac still on the way in. You got the charge and the storm coming up on the side of Clem. Extra gateways in the forge and the battery coming through too. And those few Marines wanting to maybe take a little bit of a step forward. The Stalker's blinking back already though, so just going to get themselves out of there for the moment. And that Ghost Academy about halfway done currently. Command will be landing down in position in the next few moments. Still a couple of shots, just chasing those few Stalkers away for now. The reactor still coming through, the probes coming about, the pylon on the way up as well. That Marine really does continue just head all the way up towards the top as the Zealot Stalker will show back up. Marine going to go down. Gets that picked off immediately there as we just have ourselves the army of Clem looking to kind of peruse onto the map and see a little bit more of what's going on here, perhaps. ByuNs gathering together, tanks joining up, Ghosts and the +1 armor coming through. Again, Zealot High Templars building as well for the moment. A couple of units will go stimming forward and trying to see if there's an opportunity to find much of anything. The Zealots are going to charge forward themselves. High Templars obviously able to get some good storms off here. Not in range of the tanks. The tanks can't just target fire those. SCVs now getting stormed as Clem pushes in with confidence. 9 SCVs going down. "13 SCVs. So we've seen, I mean, this is obviously really battle ready for ByuN. He's taking a ton of damage, and Clem is not stopping. Stepping straight on through. Bunch of SCVs still going down. Army in general just getting absolutely chunked away at. We're going to see a couple more storms coming in here. The Bio still taking a bunch of damage. Prism can actually survive for the warp, and if we do, then I think this game might just end because the Zealots may just be a little bit too much. Still fighting, more SCVs dropping. ByuN does not have an answer. This was as simple as it gets from Clem. Gets an army pushes with it and finds absolute deliverance. GG's. Alright, we are going to take a moment or two. Alright, second map coming up. Clem hosted the first one super quickly, but apparently not going to host this one as quickly. Let me get pile on for us here. And Clem is hosted. Typical. Typical. Alrighty. Back in it, guys. Let's get into game number 2. As in the top left-hand side, our blue Protoss taking the 1-0 lead is going to be Clem. On the bottom right, our red Terran player is going to be ByuN. Take a couple moments as you set into pile on then and ByuN fight back. SCV nibbling at the probes. Probe taking some damage. Do you have the Cybercore on the way through? What's up, Mr. Gag not available? Thank you so much for the 17-month resub on the Prime. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. As he turns back around, Probe going to take a few more shots of damage. Again, next to Cybercore, the Zealot continue to come about. The Orbital and the CC coming about as well. That's going to drop our factory down for the moment. What's up, Incubus, as well? Thank you so much as well for the 54-month resub. Welcome back for 54 months. Super appreciate it. Thank you very much indeed. We'll get coming about. Adept and the Nexus continue to come through. We get that set up for the moment. Marik's going to drop down into a reactor. Still got the CC building as well there, so we are going to get that coming up as well. CV into the main base, and we're just going to see the factory swapping on over to the tech lab as well. Well, Twilight Council builds, no surprises there. We'll see what ByuN can do with that starport coming online. Volker Warp Gate coming about, cycling a couple of Marines coming through. Cyclone going to step forward. Adept, Zealot, Stalker just going to be there. I'm going to hit the Cyclone a little bit. Cyclone going to be taking quite a few shots, but it does have the lock onto the Stalker, which is going to be good for the kill. So ByuN going to get my first blood of this game. Stalker down, and the Cyclone will now just grab some repairs to get set back up. So Cyclone going to get repaired up here. A couple Marines gather alongside said Cyclone. And the Starport going to lift off and relocate toward a tech lab factory. Going to go build a tech lab for itself. That's going to be giving us the chance to build into the Raven here. Unless ByuN has Banshee intentions, which is a complete possibility as well. Cyclone Marines in the tank continue to gather. We do see the Raven just popping through. Raven building. Marines still on the way. And Blink gonna finish up very shortly. Let's just have the Robo continue to come on through as well. A couple of simulators continue to come out. Raven the Cyclone, go up that right-hand side. Just going to see the Prism and the charge going through. Stalker will be in production again. The Barracks, the Marines, the SCVs will continue to build across. We got the +1 attack upgrade coming through as well. And the Observer and the charge upgrade both coming out and online, so we get those up and running. +1 attack and the Stim Pack coming through as well. We had a tank and a Marine on 2. I'm just going to be getting everything ready as the Barracks, the bunker, continuing up. We've got Temple Archives building as well. Add an Observer onto that. Add the charge on. The Stalkers just blink. They're going to get rid of the tank, but it cost you a couple of Stalkers. No, it only cost you 1 Stalker to get rid of that tank. That's worthwhile. That removes some of the defense there from ByuN and gives you a lot more opportunity to continue scouting around with these Stalkers and looking for opportunity then. Archives finishing up shortly. Still got Storm in the charge on the way out as well. The Immortal still building up. Stim Pack and +1. Building also as the Raven comes into the main base for a chance to maybe try and deal some damage. Or the natural, take your picking. Obviously, auto turrets in general can be very effective here as the Stalkers will look for some more damage themselves via the Warp Prism coming through and getting rid of a few SCVs right off the bat with a few of their shots initially. So going to get straight on in, get some damage done. We're going to get a couple of kills, get rid of a Cyclone. The Raven has not been that successful in getting probes on the other side, so not able to do too well over there. As we just have, again, Storm building up, Gateways on the way through. And the couple of Barracks still building up with Stim Pack and +1. Medivacs also can build for the moment. Doesn't back up that right-hand side. The few Stalkers set up on the low ground. Waiting their shot at pressing forward a little bit here as you just have a couple of Medivacs slipping up that right side. Opportunity there from ByuN then to maybe get something done. So definitely going to be looking for that chance as the Raven comes around the back. Going to drop down and a couple of probes will begin to fall. Bio just still gathering together there. And again, the +1 attack upgrade coming through. Combat Shield, Concussive Shells. Coming up also. A couple more Medivacs. Next port of call. Main thing right now is that if you have those units on the map as ByuN, try and stop Clem taking a super fast 4th, right? Just because that's one of the things you can definitely, probably succeed with again with the drop. Nice Storm. Marines taking some extra damage. Medivacs have to pull away to the right side, getting out of there. More Stalkers continue to get picked away at. Medivacs back down the right. Combat Shield, armor upgrade coming through. The Bio going to unload onto a pylon. Pop that down as well. So the pylon gets picked off. A couple Stalkers trying to get underneath, but the Medivacs are away and out of there. Still got the Ghosts in production. Marine Marauder Vikings producing 2. Still gathering at the front. As the army comes back around the top side, a couple more Zealots and High Templars coming over. Plus one on the way through. The Bio going to unload on the left side as well. Orbital will fly overhead and coming to land down toward that third base. Bio going to stim across and intercept a little bit, chase the Zealots out of there. The Stalker's going to come blinking underneath and chasing down. Wouldn't mind shots good for a bunch of those Zealots. Wow, Zealots actually just melt, and Clem's not going to have too much left over at the tail end of that. Since a lot of his units gone and still losing probes to the Raven as well, so I think Clem is in some... I want to say Clem is in some trouble, but he's also got the third base of ByuN lifted, so he's still maintained 3-2 bases. Taking his fourth base now with the Robo Bay finishing, so his army will improve in the coming moments. Especially with the Robo Bay tech, really gives you an answer to a lot of what else has been going on in this game. And if ByuN can't take the third base super comfortably, then that probably is going to remain as a difficult little position. Fire gathering, Medevacs and Vikings joining. Again, the Colossus and the armor upgrade coming through. We get some more ghosts in the armor coming about, some Marines on the way as well. The refinery just comes down. We drop some mules into play as well. Clem gets more ghosts added on, so those ghosts still coming up. I love the probe just holding that watchtower as well. Great vision for Clem. When you look at the minimap, it's all blue. Like, everything that is being seen really is Clem. ByuN has the drop, and that's about it. Otherwise, it's just his 3 bases, so... A lot of good things for Clem, as ByuN obviously can mine from the third base, but now Clem will have a fourth, you'll have Colossus. A lot of better kind of, moments kind of coming through. Like I say, that tech coming online from Clem definitely starting to help him a little bit. Hey, what's up, Porf2020? Thank you so much for the 22-month resub on the Prime. Appreciate it. Thank you for priming up the stream today and supporting the channel, supporting the StarCraft 2. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Raven comes around the back and to drop that auto turret down again, and a couple more probes will come into fire, but I will say we've done a pretty good job of maintaining probes. The Raven has 7 kills, 3 of them just coming through there. 11 minutes in the game. We've seen much worse on the Ravens in the past. When I say worse, I mean worse damage dealt to mineral lines, so yeah, more probes going down, etc. In this case, it's fine. Those 3 definitely help. That almost doubles the Raven's success so far, so just basically TLDR, as I start talking about it, it becomes less of a thing. 2T upgrades, extended thermal lance, Colossus, Dark Shrine on the way through as well. We get a lot of progress being made right now as the Zealot going to just dive on in and finds a Marine to slice up, dice up, and clean out of there. Big Protoss army actually taking a step towards this Bioforce right now. Going to take a chance to kind of get through and jump toward that force. Thank you. Oh, High Templar goes down at the end. A little mistake from Clem. Thank you, Ordinary, for the 4-month resub. Also on that Prime. Appreciate you clicking that Prime button, supporting the stream today. Thank you so much. Still an army here from Clem stepping on forward. The Bioforce will take a moment or two to just move back and be very cautious about where we're heading to. I can spend some damage onto the Observer initially. Now we've got a Sense Tower that's in the front, is maybe in some trouble. The High Templar, I was going to say, is very far forward. Just about dropped a Storm to the high ground there. Didn't have the vision, I think, to drop it really any further forward or kind of the length of arms. Would have been nice to kind of throw it a bit deeper on that high ground the way it landed. Oh, the Raven! Going with the misclick, and the Raven does go down, so that's the end of that harass. We do have this double drop. It's been here a while. Going to be very cautious with the Stalkers blinking in all at once to ensure we get rid of the Medevacs, and that means that this army is not going anywhere. We got a few probes in the end, but I mean, that's all of the presence on the map from ByuN gone. The Raven, gone. Double drop, gone. That was everything that was keeping him, like I say, active on the map, so that's a huge, huge deal breaker. And +3 attack, Shadow Stride on the way, +2 armor and a Disruptor on the way up as well. A couple Storms coming over, Zealot's going to get hit. Bio Army eating up a whole bunch. We actually deny the Disruptor shots, it doesn't connect onto those few units. And ByuN will take the chance to step in toward that Protoss force and chase Clem out of here, pushing him back up the left-hand side for these next few moments. +2 armor about to finish. Again, Shadow Stride finishing soon. +3 attack. And the Fusion Core building from ByuN. Fusion Core makes a lot of sense. Get some Liberators and Liberator range up could be a really cool way to kind of develop yourself later in this game. Get control with the Liberators. There's so much value you can find from those sort of situations. So Definitely one of those possibilities, as that Disruptor didn't go anywhere. Clem, again, trying to push into this position, dropping Stormers now on the Vikings as they chase the Colossus down. Can we get any of the Colossus out? We should be storming these Vikings, surely. You know, encourage them to back the hell up and not to just chase your Colossus for kills. Yeah, I feel like a Storm could have come down sooner. Clem keeps one of the two Colossus alive that I was looking at, so one of those gets away and can be used again in the future. 3 upgrades now coming through as well, as we see a few more Zealots warping. Disruptor and the Colossus still producing. This tank needs to decide where it would like to go in the next few moments. Just going to siege up right there. ByuN defending the 4 bases right now. Clem 5 going to 6 bases. So definitely getting that economy up and online, getting to that stage where he's going to be feeling very confident to keep on building and rebuilding and resetting after this time and time again. So continue to get that rolling. Bio out to the far right. Just going to see the little bit of Bio Ghost coming across for the moment. Bio just going to get onto the watchtower. Zealot gets chased away. The rest of the units showing up as well. Zealots are going to charge on forward. Bio will stim. The Zealots get turned back the other direction. Disruptor shot is going to land short of that Bio army. +3 attack about to complete. The +3 armor still on the way through. 3 upgrades on the way from ByuN as well. Vikings are going to fire good EMPs, get rid of a bunch of the high Temple energy right off the bat. Stalkers are going to get underneath and just aggressively chase down the Vikings, try and protect those Colossus. Yeah, they were good EMPs though. I think without the EMPs that would have been very scary for ByuN, because obviously Clem was very ready to push on forward, but with the EMPs, less Storm available, a lot more that ByuN could kind of do to kind of stick around in that fight and stay in it, and actually take a little bit of a better trade and engagement than what he would have had otherwise. Probably going to sim across. Disruptor's going to be good for a few of the Ghosts. No, the Disruptors may get chased down though as they trail the army. Love the Disruptor shot there. He fired with the Disruptor in the center, which is the correct one to fire with, because it's not easily denied, which means you're likely to actually force the Terran back, and the DTs show up, getting rid of the bottom side 6 o'clock base, and all of a sudden, Clem finds himself taking much more control in this game. The game is increasing in his favor as those DTs are just showing up, and ByuN did not have an immediate answer for them. Problem is, Dark Templar obviously very powerful. If you don't start doing something about them straight away, you're going to start having some issues pretty darn quickly. And yeah, those DTs able to come through and absolutely shred as the DTs continue to get to work. A couple of them getting scanned down. Ghost chasing, DTs being killed. And we do still have +3 armor. Just finishing up, so ByuN at least with another upgrade, but I'm not sure if that's going to suddenly save him here as Clem comes diving back into the front. We have some Liberators sieging. The Disruptor will be zoning more than anything else. We've got Advanced Ballistics about to finish, so Clem might have some difficulty still. Getting through the ranged Liberators is not an easy task. He doesn't have a ton of anti-air in this army right now, so there's a world where ByuN is absolutely going to stabilize here. His army supply pretty high as well, as he's lost SCVs but replaced it with army and replenished with just unit production, which means that he's got a lot of army supply at any point in time. 141 not maxed out versus the 120 of Clem, who is maxed out. So yeah, army supply in ByuN's favor, and with the defensive units of the Liberators, maybe that's something which Clem will struggle with a little bit. Maybe that's how ByuN hangs on in here and takes this game to a later stage where maybe he can find some opportunities or chances just further down the line once again. Zealot's going to get rid of, there. Takes a few units' attention away. Do we have the Stalkers to get rid of these libs? There's only a couple of them set up, so it would seem as though the answer to that may just be a big resounding yes. And get some kills off. A couple of Zealots still coming through. SCV still taking damage. Bio will jump up. A couple cannons going down. Battery taking damage. EMPs still going off onto the Zealots as we continue to pull away. Bio and Medevac gathering back together. A couple more Disruptors still coming through as well. The Bio still firing. Zealots still taking damage. Couple more Zealots being picked away at right now. Marine Marauder coming up. Disruptors and the Stalkers in production. A few Zealots on there as well. Cannon and the battery also in production at the moment as the Bioforce steps out to the front here, just sitting between the natural and third base. Orbital will step over to that right side, land down onto the fourth. The Bio going to come through, going to go after the Disruptor. Great GG. Clem is going to get enough. And it is going to be a 2-0 Clem moving through to the winner bracket. To the grand final. ByuN will drop down to the lower bracket to play against either Reynor or MaxPax, whoever comes through that series. And that is going to be what comes up next, guys. So, we're going to head ourselves into that next best of 3. We're going to head back to Europe for that. Protoss? Yeah, you got Protoss, guys. For sure. Alright, so yeah, we'll swap back to Europe and we'll get that underway with Rainor and MaxPax coming up next. We'll just get some videos going, kick this off into action. Was doing well. I think he held on for a long time, but I do think he was behind initially in the... Well, there's definitely moments which felt pretty good for... There's moments that felt good for ByuN, and then moments where I was like, well, actually, I think Clem's done enough to stabilize again. The DTs did so much for him, though. Kept him in an awkward spot for sure. As we ready up for, like I say, Rainor MaxPax up next, guys. Just need MaxPax to come back from a BRB, it seems. And we'll be able to kick off into that next matchup. Gonna have 30 supply lead. It really depends what sort of point in the game we're talking about as well, though, right? The thing is, 30 supply can also be very misleading sometimes, where like 30 supply gets warped in a few seconds. Early in the game, it's not always super meaningful as well. Torch is our first veto. MaxPax is here, ready to drop a veto down as well, I presume. And going to be some ZVP in this lower bracket. One of these guys will finish 4th place in this little competition today. Clem will wait in the finals for whoever comes out of the lower bracket. So it's Reynor versus MaxPax. The winner plays ByuN. And then our finals after. Torches, Last Fantasy, Magnatha. Going to get vetoed down nice and quickly here. And then a couple more videos and we'll be into map picks. And thanks for joining us, guys. I've not been here the last couple of days. Been a little bit sick. Kind of getting better. We've got the sponsorship today with Tempest Rising, which is why we're here with this little invitational. I'll not be here tomorrow again. I'm going to just make sure I'm feeling completely better, give it another day. I wouldn't be here today if we didn't have the sponsored content planned, but yeah, so be off tomorrow. Then at the weekend, we're going to be co-streaming the EWC Global Qualifiers, so that should be a lot of fun as well. So looking forward to that. And just in case you guys wonder what's going to be happening on the stream or where I've been at, that's all it is. We've had COVID, so fortunately I just had a little cough for a day, a bit of fever, but bouncing back. Feeling a lot, starting to feel a lot better. Helen is in the wars in comparison, so she was feeling bad before me. She was worse than me. She's still not feeling great, so yeah, not ideal. The weather was good. Yeah, the weather was great. It's really good for lying in bed / on the couch and not doing anything. Is this a one-off event or does it lead to a bigger one? No, this is just a one-day, 4-player little tournament. I literally threw this together because I have sponsored content later. I would like to go into the sponsored content with some viewership. So, yeah, that's all it is. Hey, what's up, Drexia808? Thank you so much for the 1,000 bits. Thanks to the great StarCraft. No worries. Thank you so much for the 1,000 bits supporting it. I appreciate it. Any specific reasons for these 4 players? Because these are the 4 players that bring the most viewers to the stream that I could contact and get to play. Okay, Reynor's trying to play everything at the minute. MaxPax pretty much plays anything. Clem plays anything pretty much. Like, I like ByuN. Yeah. I wanted a lot of viewership before the sponsored content. Like, Yeah, it was it's a pretty simple answer. It's not super complicated. If Hero plays ByuN, it'd almost be top 4 VWC. Well, I actually asked Raynor first because I was wondering how good a group I could actually make and if Raynor was down and stuff. And Reynor was like, is this a ploy to get me to play against a bunch of Protoss? And I was like, no, no, no. I was like, 1 Protoss max, okay? He was like, okay, sure. So I stuck to what I said to Reynor, which is I would only invite 1 Protoss. Okay, so... That's also how the initial matches were set, because I decided if I gave Reynor the Protoss in the first match of the day, he might actually tilt on me, so... Is Clem a Protoss? Not when he plays against Reynor, so it doesn't count. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Juniper129? Thank you so much for the 21-month resub on the Prime. Appreciate it. Ready, says MaxPax. Just waiting for Rainor to ready up as well, and we can go into this. When does EWC start? EWC's in like July, like 20-something, 20th, around there. I'm not sure 100%. Have I played any Yakuza games? No. I don't really play a lot of games. Anyways, players are ready. Let's get into this ZVP in the lower bracket. So we have this match, Reynor vs MaxPax. Winner plays ByuN, winner plays Clem. The rest of the bracket is laid out just like that, so we know exactly what's coming up. Should be fun. Cool. Then Reynor lost to a non-Protoss. That's okay. Like, I mean, people are allowed to lose to other people, you know. It wasn't some hard and fast rule. He had to win if I gave him a non-Protoss player. Like, if I thought that was going to be the case, that I was just going to be a guaranteed win, I wouldn't have bothered inviting Reynor because it wouldn't have been very interesting to watch, would I? You know? Pokemon's a lifestyle. I actually, well, I play Pokemon cards. I play TCG a lot, but I haven't actually played a Pokemon game in a long time. Scarlet and Violet kind of sucked. I didn't even play the DLC. It was that bad. So I don't really play a lot of other games at all, honestly. I play RuneScape. Pretty much the only other thing I play on a regular basis. Alright. What's the Tempest Rising Invitational? That's this tournament right now. It's not the Tempest Rising Invitational, it's the ! TR Invitational. And if you guys just so happen to type ! TR in the chat during this event and find out about the Tempest Rising new patch going live in a few minutes time, alongside the chance to play multiplayer and a sale as well, well, I mean, that's just good fortune. I guess that's just good naming of the tournament. You know? Yeah, we're going to be streaming Tempest Rising later, and I just using this little 4-player invitational as a way to get views before that, so I had nothing better to name it than ! TR. Alright, let's actually move around the map a little bit, shall we? Or should I say, put ourselves on the indie camera. But yeah, you can ! TR in Twitch or the YouTube chat as well. We even have commands in YouTube chat nowadays. So yeah, you can ! TR. You can, if you buy Tempest Rising through the link that comes up there, if you are interested in the RTS that's inspired by Command & Conquer, we'll be playing it on stream in a little bit. If you are interested in that, if that sounds exciting to you, then buy it through my link, and it benefits the stream, and it allows us to run more StarCraft 2. Sponsorships, one of the main ways that we help to support the content that we run, and the tournaments that we run. Obviously, you guys do a lot of supporting yourselves and so on, but, you know, we do use the sponsors as a major way to fund things, so... And believe it or not, when the sponsors see the streams go well, when they see people clicking the link and checking out the game from our link and potentially buying the game from our link, they're like, whoa, we should really sponsor this guy again in the future. We should do more we should get Woody to play more Tempest Rising on stream. Which means that I can run even more StarCraft 2 for you guys on stream. It's a great system where basically, even just clicking the link, even if you guys go to the link and just wishlist the game, then they're like, whoa, people are taking interest in the game from Wardy. And then they really think the sponsorship is worthwhile, and then they'll allow us to run more StarCraft in the future by paying me more. So, go give it a click. It's super easy. If you actually like RTS, it's pretty fun. Like I said, it's very Command & Conquer-y, so if you're into that, It might be something for you guys to check out. Like I say, we'll be playing it a little bit later on. We'll be playing some multiplayer. Last time we played some campaign. This time we're going to play some multiplayer. I'm sure this is going to go disastrously. I cannot wait to figure out that I basically can't do anything in that game, but we're going to give it our best shot. So yeah, that'll be a little bit later on. We'll actually be playing it on stream rather than me just selling out about it right now. Queen going to fight the Adept. Some damage being done. A couple Queen's Ling speed coming online. We got the Spore Crawls coming through too. Twilight Counts in the Gateway building. Warp Gate on the way. Oracle is on the way up also, so we bring that straight through. Another little revelation goes down. Queens are going to get grabbed. We'll just be seeing the Queen continue to step out and about. So, again, a little bit of action, a little bit of movement here and there. See the Nexus and the Oracle continue to come through for the moment, so we bring that straight up and online. Resonating Glaive's the choice from MaxPax. I kind of like it. Mixes it up a little bit, get some aggression going early in this series. We'll see what Reynor's defense can be. I've seen Reynor play a lot of very good defense against Glaives lately, but obviously every game comes down to identifying that's happening first of all. He's playing melee, which obviously is not exactly ideal when you're playing against Glaives. You do not want to be Ling focused against those Adepts, so that is an immediate problem perhaps for Reynor in these early stages. So one thing to, again, kind of latch onto and to think about right from the get-go here is that Oracle nearly goes down. The 2 Oracles in the game, losing one would be a little bit of a shame. Again, melee upgrade and those drones are still building through. Nexus Gateway coming online. This drone's going to come across, drop down the hatchery. And again, our melee upgrade. Continue to come about right there. The lag coming through, the drones and the Zerglings coming about, the Queen on the way. Oracle's going to set up into the main, where they're just going to drop down a little revelation. Keep an eye on things. Still got that melee upgrade coming through. Queen coming online. Additional Overlords coming up as well. So again, we bring that into play as the Lings looking for a wraparound on the first 2 Adepts. The Queen's going to be here to help support. This is a moment in this game where we are just on Zerglings, so it's Queen Ling defense right now. Melee upgrade is not ready yet either, so we're not even on like powerful Zerglings just yet. The Adepts are going to commit into that mineral line though. Lots of Queens nearby. Do not like that at all from MaxPax. The Lings can surround. The Queens are going to do a lot of damage. Honestly, a lot of the time, Queens being able to damage those Adepts does a lot more than you think. We do get an okay stay sword down, but it comes at the cost of the Oracle. Those Adepts are shading back to nowhere, and MaxPax has just completely fumbled this attack. The opportunity was there for a good initial attack in, and it is just being completely lost in terms of opportunity. And that is going to be a major, major defense from Reynor, putting himself into a great position here in this opening game of this best of 3. Yeah, that was disastrous from MaxPax, plain and simple. Like, that should have been so much better. That could have been so much better, so much cleaner, and it just was not, unfortunately. That one is going to come in and kind of, like I say, just kind of roll across the ground and fizzle out. Not what you wanted as MaxPax, especially when, like I say, the initial build order was in your favor as well. Like, the build was absolutely the way it was looking to be, you know? Link the +1 coming through. The storm is coming up. That's going to fight. Queen's going to take some damage. I'm just going to be seeing the Spire. What's the choice from Reynor to follow up? So he's got that Spire available now. Can he get some mutas out and make some action happen with them? It's another big round of Adepts here. The Rotron's still not yet done. This time the Adepts get into this mineral line. I mean, it's just a lot more Adepts than I think Reynor was expecting to come through on a second wave. He's going to start building mutas. Took a little while to get that started up. He only loses a couple of drones, but it does cost him a fair amount of Zerglings here to play defense. He does defend, though. Like, all of these Adepts do go down. As MaxPax is taking this as a time to begin building Phoenix and to begin to get a defense against the Phoenix, against the Mutalisks, with those Phoenix now coming out. So getting that up and running. Storm coming through, the Phoenix on the way. there's a lot of good stuff coming through here very soon from MaxPax. He's still very adept heavy, but as Reynor has the ability to make roaches now, I feel like the adept production should maybe slow a little bit, although we don't have roach speed still. Those couple of Phoenix are going to be here. Reynor can kind of try and jump on them, but not all his mutants are here just yet. A second Stargate coming up is, I think MaxPax is making the right call. He's realizing that Reynor might want to go big on these meters and keep building them, in which case, a second Stargate, a Fleet Beacon, these are absolutely brilliant investments because they are going to help you out so very much. Keep on pushing you in the right direction early on. Let's get rid of a couple of Zerglings. Still some meters coming about. Baneling Nest coming over. Phoenix are going to be right there. The Archon's going to fire. Mutas get pushed back the other way. Another battery. A couple of cannons. Still very much so coming through for the moment as the couple of Phoenix continue to build as well. So we're still bringing that out. The Muta's going to go back over to that left-hand side. Phoenix is going to be right there. Just going to be seeing the Mutas taking a few shots. Corruptors still on the way out as we've got a Baneling Nest. Flings, Overlords, all producing for the moment. Adept's going to fire a few more shots, and the Zerglings take a little bit more damage. Plus, you're in charge, still very much so on the way out. Stargate, Phoenix, another cannon on the way through. And a lot of that produced as we just have the infestation bit halfway done as well. The Lings running by past that watchtower for a couple of moments. The Mutas, Lings and Corruptors gather up. And there's going to be a Zealot right there as well that we can that we see just kind of running past for a couple of moments. Muta Corruptor once more is going to go up that left-hand side. It's just going to go on a little bit of a journey up the left here. It's going to dive on through. Cannon going to get jumped on as well. Phoenix going to fire. A couple of Mutas going down. Corruptor's going to be right there to push the Phoenix back the other way. 6 probes going down. A couple of drones falling. Obviously, the Corruptors to zone the Phoenix are great. And if we can take this fight against the Phoenix consistently with the Corruptors, and that is brilliant. We're trying to camp out at an interesting position. I'll talk about that in a sec, because this fight's going to come through. First storm, second storm were okay, but just not enough. Extra storms would have been great. Now these Banes are going to find a chunk of probes. We panic, pull them away. MaxPax's supply is going in the wrong direction. It's going downwards, and believe it or not, guys, usually in StarCraft 2, the goal is to get your own supply on the up. As, what I was going to talk about in this main base is that he's trying to camp on the pylons on the Stargate, so that the ideal scenario here would likely be to just depower the Stargate and stop further Phoenix production. By being on top of those, you're forcing the Phoenix to attack into you because MaxPax feels the need to protect those structures. They're important to him. So it was a really good position for Reynor to be in to force the fight, and that's why MaxPax was, again, forcing the fight. When the ship shows up, it's interesting because we might eventually need to actually build some more Corruptors in this game. In a game which is kind of going to be dominated by the ground nav from Reynor, and he has a Spire, but he may not be able to really justify building a load of Corruptors just to deal with the mothership, especially when there's so many Phoenix out too. Like, it's kind of weird, as these Mutas will go down. We are just building Hydras. I think I kind of like that. The Phoenix can still trade against them, but I think the Hydras might just be a better choice at this stage rather than trying to build Corruptors up. I mean, Reynor just has so much. MaxPax obviously lost that base on the left side, so he's a 3-base Protoss. He's had a lot of probes killed off. It was like 30+ workers just recently killed. Reynor should be fairly aware of that. I mean, Reynor's been on the other side of the map. He's just cleaned up an army at home as well. Reynor should know pretty much where he's at currently in this game. And apparently so does MaxPax as he types GG. And Reynor will take the opening game of this best of 3. Reynor getting that opening map. All right. Game 2 coming up in a couple of moments as we'll see what MaxPax plans after the glaives. Did not really go as it should have done in that opening map. Reynor has been very fond of playing the melee upgrades though, so if he wants to keep on playing those melee upgrades, there's a lot of builds you can do as MaxPax to kind of adapt to that and to really kind of punish them, the melee upgrade kind of choices, so that's something we can just keep our eyes on here as we get ourselves ready to go into this next map in a couple of moments. Alrighty, guys. I'm going to be kicking off into this in a moment or two. Get this underway. Down a game in the bottom left-hand corner, we are going to be having ourselves with a red Protoss player. This is MaxPax. And he is, of course, battling against the blue Zerg. In the top right-hand side, it is Rainor. Alright, probes just patrolling around, getting the gas coming up. We have blocked the hatch, reinforced it at a third location. We're going to go into the main base to double check. That's not an early pool or anything, and that's why the hatchery is missing. So that should be confirmation the hatch has gone down elsewhere instead, because there is no pool in this main base. It is just going to be hatch gas, then the spawning pool from Reynor. So yeah, MaxPax with that early confirmation. Can you find the replays somewhere? Replays for this tournament will go up on the subscriber/Patreon pledger kind of uploads on either Patreon or in the Discord channel, on the Discord server. It'll be going up soon. Probably tomorrow I'll do a bunch of admin work because I owe you guys a replay pack. I was going to do a few days ago and I started feeling not so good, so yeah. These replays will be in the usual pack, but we only give them out to, like I say, paid subscribers, etc. One of the benefits of supporting the StarCraft is that you get some extra access to the StarCraft. How do you get the 20% off on Tempest Rising? I believe, Swilly, it's just not live yet. Because officially the update... Well, I thought the update was going to go live 10 minutes ago, but maybe it's in like 50 minutes. But yeah, I would imagine it's just not live yet, Swilly, so... If you want to give it a little bit of time, a little bit of wait... It's because I have the command ready, and my official stream time for the sponsorship isn't for another hour and a half or so, you know, so... I imagine it'll be available at some point. Soon. TM. Like I said, I thought it was going to be like 12 minutes ago, but I just checked and there's no update yet, so I'm really hoping it's in like, at the very latest in like an hour, because otherwise it's going to be kind of awkward doing our sponsored stream on the unupdated version of the game. But we'll see. There's a 4.6 gigabyte update at the minute. Oh, well. It's probably in process of being set up. There we go. Yo, this Ish MZ, thank you so much for the Prime sub as well. Thank you for supporting the channel today. As we have a couple of adepts splitting themselves up and poking around. Hatchery building, link speed about to complete. Drones, Queen coming through. Get a gate and a couple of probes coming about. The Oracle is going about as well. Still got that warp gate coming over. The Zerglings are going to go and run across here too as the couple of adepts pull back down to the third base, set themselves up for the moment. A couple of adepts going to shade again. Next is going to drop into place. Let's just have, well, a few more lings back out onto the map, heading toward that upper right-hand side. Going to continue to see what else is going on. So the Nexus is going to come into place. MaxPax bringing that up onto the third here. We have a couple of spores in production. The Adepts are going to shade through. The Oracle is going to go through onto the Natural as well. And the Zergling is going to move back up into the main. 2 drones, 3 lings. Pretty good defense, right? Not letting that get to be too serious early in the game. The very key part of kind of getting to the next stage of this ZVP without being in too much trouble. A couple of Adepts going to get whacked away out there by the Queens. The Adepts getting chased back the other side. The Oracle's still gathering up. I was going to say, the Lings can jump on these Adepts, but it's going to come at the cost of quite a few Lings because the Oracles are there to play the defense as well. Stalker's Adept, the Oracle still continue to move across, so going to take a few steps over. More Revelation coming down. A couple of Creep Teamers getting picked away at right now. Again, Ling's coming up, melee upgrade, the Lair, the Queen continue to come through for the moment as the Queen's going to be there, pushing the Adept around as well still. So with the +1 and Blink coming over, the Probes are coming up. A couple of Pylons building as we speak. Just see again the army heading to the top side for the moment as we get in position. Try and make something happen toward this hatchery. Ling's going to come running across. Ling's going to get caught in a stasis. I'm going to start hitting a few of these Queens, and again, damage being done already. His Ling's continuing to run forward. The Stalkers stepping back again. +1 Blink coming through. The Temple Archives coming over. We have ourselves the next Stasis Ward coming up as well. A couple of Lings going to get up to that top side, and they will pop a Stasis Ward there too. Just a couple more Lings getting caught. Can actually recall away with the rest of these units and just escape out of there. As the Stalkers get back to the other side of the map. Still Lings going to come chasing. Again, the +1 attack. The charge coming through. The Stalkers will kite and get another Zergling as we go. Then coming up, Infestation Pit building as well. Melee upgrade about a complete. Charge and Storm in production currently from MaxPax. So just getting those both on the way out. The +2 attack upgrade coming up as well. And extra gates all coming into play right now as we just have the Lings looking for a chance to dive into this mineral line. High Templar going to be in a little bit of trouble. The Probes are getting absolutely slaughtered. 7 workers going down. Nice run by from Reynor, who just gets in, gets damage, gets out with Lings as well, which is really nice because it means you're still maintaining some of that supply to come in again at a later point. So it's not something you can just forget about as MaxPax. As these Stalkers have blinked and these Lings are going to get a wrap around here. The Oracles have to come back up over here to help, but even more Lings showing up, and these Stalkers do end up in some trouble. Love these Lings peeling away, preemptively looking for the catch on the next blink back. That's a lot of Stalkers that just ended up surrounded and taking a ton of hits. That's the power of the melee upgrades as Rainor is shredding through the Stalkers. Storm and Charge coming up, +2 attack is going to be on the way. You do see on the other side from Rainor, the Lurker, Dan, and Hive both building into place still. Additional drones coming up as well. +2 melee, Hydra, speed. I mean, just in general, everything looking good for Rainor. He's going to get his tech through to Lurkers without any pressure coming his way now because he's dealt with that Stalker army. So the Stalkers push back. That's going to be a reset. Pulling back, Hydra's going to come through, going to go and get one of the Oracles, so a little mistake from MaxPax leaving that exposed. And that's one Oracle less to stasis with and to revelate with, right? Oracles such useful units. Anytime you lose one in these later stages, it's absolutely going to have a little bit of an impact. There's a chunk of spines coming up as the Lurkers come in. So we've seen our +2 melee, the adrenal glands coming up, the size of spines coming online. And +2 attack just building on that forge currently as the prism and the complete beacon will come up next. The Nexus is also going to be on the way through for the moment. +2 attack finishing very shortly, and the Overseer checking out into the main base to see what else is going on. Kings and the Queen going to grab at that Zealot. So it's coming down. It's going to be seeing the rest of the high tempers continue to move about as well. Still got that adrenal glands coming through. So that's going to go charging in toward the Queen, and obviously there are spines coming up to get a help against run-bys just like this one. Trying to storm from every angle, as that's where Reynor was attacking from. The stasis is nice. None of the lurkers are really getting too involved here. They're a little bit too far away, but I think it was still an okay fight for Reynor. He got rid of a lot of stuff. Still deflecting the Zealots, but maybe into the natural they can find some more opportunity. Reynor will have reinforcements popping very soon, though. He has lost a couple of Queens at this point. I wonder if that's going to affect his injects at all, as that High Temple was with those Zealots, and it will get surrounded. Storms a few units down as it falls itself. Supply going to be leading for Rainor currently, which is not surprising. It's kind of how it's been. That's going to be a little bit more in his favor than it was before, especially with lurkers coming out. His army is just getting that much better as well. So Rainor just improving and improving to a better and better position right now. The storm coming down, the lurkers taking some shots. Lings are going to try and come through. A couple cannons are setting up defensively as well. Let's see if Zealot's going to try and get back up to that top side, as we do have the Lings looking for the possible wraparound. Another storm coming into place, and again, those lurkers are going to hold position. That Nexus can take a few more shots. The Zealots are going to try and run through up to the top side. The Queen's going to be there. A couple of Hydras are going to be there as well to try and help out with this. As the Lings do wrap around, and again, a few more of those Zealots continue to get picked away at. More Zealots continue to come over. We do have more Hydras on the way up, but the lurkers already sieged on the other side. This is the fourth base of MaxPax that is in a ton of trouble. That fourth will be falling in the next few moments. Plus one air weapons coming about, but it's not going to be soon enough. One Tempest isn't going to make a difference. Two Tempests probably not going to make a difference. Get a few more and maybe we're talking, but by then, I think Reynor might have already overwhelmed. He's killing the base in the forward position as well on that top side. So as this tries to come online to be a replacement fourth, it will be denied. It will be a no-go. And Reynor is about to have a lurker surround on his opponent's army. He's maybe just missing a little bit of anti-air to truly get rid of like the Tempest and so on. We'll see the Mothership popping the cloak in. Is going to turn Reynor away for just a second or two as he still looks to get the full siege set up right now. A few more Lings and Hydras running in. Here come the Overseers as well. So the Lurk's going to hit a bit more actively onto that cloaked up army, which is going to fade in a second or two anyway. Time War coming down as well to try and slow the right side of the attack. MaxPax in desperation mode, just trying to hang on in there and figure something out. The Cyber Core was under fire. He's going to leave that alone. We pull away from the natural. Already killed 17 probes as Reynor is maybe just happy to kind of take it a little bit more slowly. I mean, this third base is under fire, right? Lurkers have that siege, and there's not really a reason to push this any faster. I'm just still shooting the lurkers as well, firing away for the moment. And Tempest still overhead. I mean, Tempest count is genuinely good right now, and Reynor may have to take a few moments to stop and build up a few more Hydras, although apparently we just don't have detection for those Tempests. With a third base going down, it's extremely difficult to imagine. And I really mean extremely difficult to imagine that we're going to bounce back in this as MaxPax. Two base Protoss, supply blocked as well. I mean, that's terribly painful. All Reynor has to do is, realistically, I mean, he's maxed out already, so probably just come across with this army, and we'll see how he does. He's getting the lunge going as well, so we'll be able to get the Hydras able to kind of jump on Tempest a bit more easily too, and that should be good enough for Reynor to max out and come across this map. Then she put a close on this game 2 and this series. Looking to move on through to top 3 of our little 4-player invitational today. Reynor's spread to collapse into that third base position and the army that sits there with it. This is going to get there. A couple of those Zealots will be getting taken away at, so they're going to get knocked down immediately. Reynor still gathering up. Corruptors, +3 melee, +1 carapace. Chitinous plating, continuing to produce. Some Corrupt is coming up as well, which will only help against the air units of MaxPax. Reynor giving MaxPax a little bit of time, but I think because he's genuinely making a much better army that MaxPax will struggle to do much about, and if MaxPax steps to a 4th, I think that's when Reynor probably is likely to pull the trigger to kind of do something about this. Like, it's okay to let him get back to 3 bases. Let him get a 4th. I'm intrigued, and if he does really let that kind of come truly online. Well, Wardre is building up as MaxPax tries to get an answer to some of the Corruptors that are coming through. +1 melee, +1 carapace coming about, +1 fly attack coming over. Just gonna see how Max is still building. Battery on the way up. Link Hydra Lurker on the bottom side settling in as well. A Storm hitting quite a few Zerglings. And more Storm and a few more Zerglings getting hit again. So again, a few shots coming about there. The Lurker still gathering up. Just going to be seeing the Hydras coming through too. As the Tempests hold that position. I mean, Reynor now is trying to figure out his attack on in. But Stasis initially going to slow you down. More Corruptors coming through. The Lurkers are building. It's a lot of Corruptors, so obviously just replacing our units with a lot more kind of firepower here. Falcon's going to shoot the hatchery, already in some trouble. Mothership overhead, as we do see the Wardre going to be activating and getting rid of that Overseer. So the Overseer goes down, the hatchery falls as well. The Lurker's already shooting through nicely. The Corruptors are going to make a dive in, and the Tempest's already in some trouble, so the Tempest's getting dove. Get rid of a couple of those. Good Storms. Reynor looking for the proper fight here. Like I say, Reynor had such an edge in this game. I believe it's still there when you look at the fact he's got 6k, 3k banked, right? So that doesn't mean he can just throw units away, though, because that's one way to expend your advantage without doing anything. So yeah, he's in an advantage, just needs to kind of take it slow and steady. I mean, this is the correct play because he's just slow pushing and getting rid of this base. He's max expanding behind it as well, so he's got good base counts. The run-bys are still doing absolutely nothing as well. Zealots are just kind of hitting dead ends. It's just a very patient way to play out this game that he was absolutely, you know, in charge of. So, getting that in position, put him into a better and better place. The Zealot continue to go after a couple more drones. No Woody comment on the BM bases. I mean, he's winning the game. Is it really that BM? Like, Bill, if your opponent literally can't push off of his 4 bases, take bases wherever the hell you want to, man. Like, I wouldn't say it's BM. I wouldn't say it's that exciting either. I mean, this is a completely dominated game by Rainor, right? Like, hey, what's up, Raw Minodia? How you doing? Thank you so much for the 99-month resub. Appreciate it. Almost at the big 100. Hell yeah, thank you so much. The problem is MaxPax trades out. He doesn't have the economy to rebuild at all, right? So, it really does just land him in a bunch of trouble. Just still coming through, +2 missiles and the Flyer Carapace coming up. Tempest and the Oracle still coming in as well. Okay, what's up, Vara coming in as well. 66-month resub. Hell yeah, dude. Thank you so much. Keeping it going. 5.5 years. Crazy stuff. Thank you so much. Hope you're doing great, and thank you for supporting. As we do have, obviously, this army of MaxPax kind of heading through the center. Is looking for an actual move out, and TLDR, MaxPax wants to win one big fight and then just go to the point where he's going to kill reinforcements as they spawn. That's why he wants to kind of fight on the map right now. So that's what Reynor's going to try and deny. He wants to try and pick away at this slowly and steadily, slowly rebuild with his bank. He does have 63 lava, by the way, so it doesn't necessarily even need to be a slow rebuild. This is exactly what the Vipers let you do, just chip away at that Protoss army. And, well, you have Ling Ultra that's going to hit these long-distance mining probes here and hit this base in general. Storm coming down, the temp is still gathering. Ourselves a couple of those voids lingering, figuring out what they would like to do. A couple of lurkers still taking some damage. These ultras have done a lot. 19 probes going down. They'll get dealt with, but Reynor can afford to throw a couple of ultras away, where it's just even less income available now for MaxPax. So it's a very good trade altogether here on the side of Reynor. Because you just have, again, MaxPax making this big shove. We talked about it. He just wants to try and jump in and find some success. More shots coming about. The Ling's going to get down to that bottom left side. And I love just the counterattacks, right? It just keeps you so honest as MaxPax, and it really punishes you for being as committed as you are. We dive into these lurkers. Fungals came down. The Corruptors are going to back it up against the air units, but MaxPax just has no way to really fight this. New Ultras, Corruptors, all on the production tab following this. Reynor is going to win this game out. Did think this game was over a while ago. MaxPax stayed in it, obviously, and Reynor just playing it out in a very, very kind of assuring manner to make sure he gets where he needs to go. GG's. We're going to dive on over to the NA server then, because it's going to be Rainor versus ByuN for the rematch from our first match of the day. And we will go from there, following on from that, guys. So, give me a couple of moments. Swap to NA. And we'll go into Rainor versus ByuN. And then the winner of that plays Clem. And that is our tournament for the day. So that's what's going on. And then we have our sponsored content, as we'll be looking through and playing some Tempest Rising. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. We get to see Reynor and Clem dance again. Be fun. See what we get. See what we get. Excuse me. So yeah, Rainor ByuN rematch, as Reynor did lose to ByuN earlier. This is an interesting game. Interesting to see how we go on the rematch. Haircut looks good. Why does everyone mention my haircut? I've not had my haircut for like 3 weeks or something. Haircut 3 weeks ago, like 3 weeks later, everyone's like, man, Wardy's hair looks good today. It's like the prime perfect time for it to come back a bit. That's why it looks its best. Oh, yeah, what's up, Photobaz? Thank you so much for the 7-month resub, appreciate it. Good hair day. Yeah, I guess so. Hey man, what's up? How you doing? Few videos down, a couple more videos, and we'll be ready to go into the ZVT, guys. Your hair looks the best weeks after your haircut. Yeah, maybe that's what I'm getting. Maybe I just need a bit of growth back in, and people are like, wow, it really looks good, you know? Maybe that's the secret. Maybe I need to start getting my hair cut like 2 or 3 weeks before I actually need a cut. 200 IQ. IQ. Magnatha, Torches, Incorporeal, Ultra Love, Persephone. And we will have a map pick here in a moment as we get this ready to go into the CVT. Last Fantasy, the final veto, and the map pick from ByuN to start the series. What's up, KR99GG? How you doing? How's everyone doing? Hope you're all doing well. Thank you for joining us. Sorry, I'm flagging a little bit. It's been a couple of days since I've had to sit up and pay attention and focus on stuff for more than an hour. So apologies. Yeah, I've been a little bit sick, so just on the recovery train. In that regard. Pylon, Tokamak, and Leyline is going to be our maps. Waiting for ByuN to join us here. And we should be very good to go. Exciting stuff, exciting times. ByuN joins the lobby. He readies up immediately. Wait for Reynor to give us a ready as well, and we can kick this off into action. Ready, says Reynor. Let's get this underway. Alright, let's jump into Pylon then, guys. Let's get this started. As we are going to have, in the top left-hand side, to begin this BO3, the Red Terran player. It is going to be ByuN. He did win this series earlier on in the opening match of the day. Can he get it done? Second time. Move through to the finals. Taking on the Blue Zerg in the bottom right corner of the map, we've got Rainor. Full game, one of this best of 3, so we get this up and running, get it underway, and let's see what our plan will be. Kind of excited. I do think anytime you get a rematch with someone like Reynor coming off of a loss, the adjustments you make, the realizations you kind of step towards and step into, like, there's a level of the game there that you don't always get to see. So there's going to be one of those chances where we do get to see those kind of adjustments made and all the rest of it. So we'll see what happens as couple drones coming through, couple barracks coming up, hatchery on the way out. If we take a couple of moments, going to see the extractor coming down. We take a little bit of time to get set up for the moment. Gonna be seeing the barracks coming up, Reaper coming through. Take a couple of moments to get this settled in right now as the second barracks comes up at the front. So we are going to play multi-racks Reaper on the opening here from ByuN. Get himself some Reapers and some pressure onto the map in these nice early stages. So get that as our starting point here. And then we'll see where we go from there. Queens and the Lings continue to build. And there's a couple of Reapers continue to come about. Just going to be seeing the Lynx be coming up. A couple of Queens are going to come over. Reaper's going to step through. Ling's going to start taking some damage. And the Lings and the drones continue to come up. Just going to be seeing the Reapers ready to hop into the main base. This is going to be again those, well, 3 Reapers this time. I had a 2 Reaper kind of super fast Marine follow-up build earlier. It's kind of wild and interesting. I'm going to go back and forth. The Reaper's obviously still looking for some opportunities and some potential openings here to try and get something done. The Lings going to be turned away as the Queen is going to be there. I'll try and solidify that defense. It is now going into the bio production behind this. And CC halfway done. Starport coming up. A few more Marines in the stim pack building as well. The Starport is still on its way, about halfway done for the moment. The extra drones in production, and our Queens will not be able to protect that Creep Tumor. So Creep Tumor gets denied, and it's a nice catch. Anything you can get to slow down the Zerg with these Reapers is going to be a little bit of a win. Good ledge positioning here as well, so we can utilize the Reapers up and down the ledge to try and keep them safe. And forces Reynor into a bit of an awkward defense as he tries to chase and get rid of these Reapers, but he's losing a lot of Lings in the process, and I think ByuN finally going to start losing those extra Lings from the side. Really made the difference, because I actually thought ByuN was about to get rid of all of those Lings. How much did he kill in the end? 11 Lings and a single drone, plus a Creep Tumor or 2 along the way. It was fine. Like, I'm just sad because I really felt like those Reapers were about to clean up, you know? I really felt like they were going to get so much done there. Banshee Marines and the stim pack continue to come through as well. Let's just have the, again, stim about halfway done currently. Banshee and the Marines continuing out. Queens and Lings producing through as well, so we bring all of that over. Scan Engineering Bay and the Reactor. In fact, going to get the double Engineering Bay from ByuN, so we'll open up both of those upgrades to himself, give himself that opportunity to get that underway. Evolution Chamber going about, the Queens and the Lings still producing. We're just going to have ourselves the 1-1 upgrades and the Medivacs building as well. Still got the Refinery coming over, and the Orbital Command. I'm going to move out from the main base and go out down toward the 3rd. So that Banshee is going to be seen by the few Zerglings. In fact, going to reveal itself as well by shooting at them. The Cloakless Banshee, so it's not the biggest or craziest of plays, but it's nice to know it's coming, so you can position yourself correctly as Rainor. That should mean you get absolutely 0 damage done with that Banshee in the main mineral lines, at least for now. So it's going to be forced to go elsewhere. It can be used a lot defensively. It can be used to kind of camp out on the 4th base and keep an eye out of where Raynor's at. Or right now, just clearing out watchtowers, taking map control away from Raynor. It's a very successful way of doing that, in fact, with that Banshee. So Banshee does a great job there, right off the bat. There's a few Marines on these Medivacs going to make their way across for the next few moments as well. Just going to be bringing that over. Look at that lag coming through. The Bane Nest, the Carapace upgrade continue to build through as well. I see the Banshee clearing, just going to be seeing the hatch taking some damage. A couple Queens are going to step through. And my left upgrades continue to come up as well. And Marines and the Medivac still just gathering up. The melee upgrades coming through. Burrow and the Bane speed coming online as well, to get all of that bringing up for the moment. Come on through with that. So we see now Marines getting rid of a couple creep teamers. Lings and Queens gonna be there. We have a couple Queens already taking some damage. The Ling's gonna try and run in. Medivacs just about gonna lift up and pull back. Hatchery is gonna get placed down in the near future as well. So, man, Reynor just expanding. The creep, not crazy. We have kept the creep back a decent amount so far. Increasingly, Ling's going to run through. The Marine's going to get jumped on. Medivacs will continue to heal. Just going to see that burrow about to fade away. And 2 upgrades continue to come about. Just going to be seeing that Bane speed finishing. Melee upgrade and +2 carapace coming through as well. The Ling's going to continue to collapse in toward the Marine tank force there. And that's going to be a nice catch as we get rid of a lot more of that in the end. Going to be seeing those Lings still continue to chase through. The siege tank going to go down in the next few moments. The Banshee is going to be there to hit the Lings still. I mean, Reynor gets a cleanup, but ByuN supply is still pretty decent. On the right side, we do force the lift off there as well, so ByuN at least being forced back in most locations. Reynor going to be behind on the melee upgrade. His opponent 2-2 very far along his +2 carapace is somewhat matching that, although trailing a little bit, but his melee only just started, so he will fall behind on upgrades here. As ByuN takes a chance to clean out some creep spread in the middle of the map, so very successful and great target firing there from ByuN, noticing that this attack comes in. Boom, gets rid of a couple of Banelings just like that. Great targeting, lifts up, doesn't lose anything. Very nicely done. Rain's going to try and go after a few of those Banelings. So a few Banes getting knocked away at. We are just going to be seeing the Medivacs loading up and pulling away to that right side. Still got 2-2 melee upgrades coming about. The 2-2 upgrades on the engineering base coming through as well. Rain stepping through. There's going to be another Queen going down. The Banes are still going to try and step across. A couple of Banes connecting. Marines going down already. Oh, massive attack through the center here from Rainor. To do a lot, he's actually going to get into the natural. Is that going to be an okay trade? Has to pull away from the mine. I mean, I think it was just too much bio collected together. And so everything of that being clumped up is just going to be very costly to fight into. 15 SCVs going down, make it 19 SCVs going down. Marines on the right side showing up as well. So we are getting some value here from Rainor, but I feel like he's going to be very timid against a following attack. I feel like he's definitely going to run into some issues there potentially. So see what happens. He's burrowing through SCVs, gathering. 7 SCVs killed. I mean, Reynor just wants to keep up the activity, especially in moments like this where his supply is a bit down. Activity can be his way back into this game. Counterattacks keep ByuN busy. Trades that can keep him in kind of an efficient kind of set of trades as well. I think Banel is still coming through. So I can still produce, and we are going to be maxed out here on both sides once again, so we'll have that max out coming into place. Our Feeling's going to run through SCVs. Going to get chased around a little bit as well. The Bio continue to chase after the rest of the Zerglings. Trying to step through in towards this hatchery. Ling Bang going to try and come in from two sides. Reynor waiting for the moment to come in with the units from the left-hand side, but by then I feel like most of the units from the bottom are already gone. Widowmine's here. Going to make it difficult to run in with these units from the top side as well. Reynor's supply just is not there. He is not able to maintain against this army of ByuN, and ByuN is going to have the supply lead pushing into this base, removing that from the equation. And once again, it's Reynor on the counter-attack, but I don't know if that's going to really make much difference right now, because ByuN just has so much army supply. And as reinforcements fall through for him, he will be able to start dealing with this counter, and then the rest of his army should be able to keep on going. He actually does pull back for the moment, but even if he just resets a little bit, the supply is definitely there, favoring our... it's definitely out here favoring our Terran player, to say the least, so far. Widowmine's connecting. And Bane coming about, Hatchery being brought in. There's going to be a few more Marines and Medivacs moving up to the top there. A few of the Zerglings going down. Extra Marines in production, Medivacs and the +3 armor upgrade coming through. A couple of Banelings will get jumped on once more. More shots. We are going to be seeing the army setting up that left side. Queens and Ling still gathering. Ling Bane reducing through. A couple of Banes smash into the first round of bio units there. Bane's trying to push their way up, but man, it's just so difficult for Reynor. He does get some better Baneling connections there. It's just so much bio. Like I said, it's difficult when you're that far behind in the first place. Extra Banes popping. Ling Bane on the right side going to try and run through as well. We're going to see the Queens getting rid of at least the Medivac. I mean, honestly, good defense from Reynor, and he's catching some units on the right side as well, so he's actually getting some value right here. Reynor's bringing the supply back a little bit. Actually able to take some good trades. How much longevity does this have, though? He's on less drones. He's on an army composition that should not really trade well the deeper this game goes. He's stuck on Lair, so he does not have a late-game transition even kind of viable for himself at the moment. A good moment, but a good moment amidst a very miserable position. So he needs to still find more to get back into this, and it's going to be tough. I mean, Burrowed Banelings might be one of his answers. I feel like it's going to be very difficult to kill ByuN without him teching away from Lair, but I just don't see how you take the money to tech out of Lair in the moment like this, where you're under a lot of pressure. You don't have a ton of army supply in the first place as well. It honestly might just not be really possible. I think Bane's still coming up. Widow Mine's in production. We do see a bit of bio moving around, coming down that left side as well. All those Bane's going to get knocked away out. Bio is going to get through, and a couple of creep tumors will get picked away out right off the bat. Going to see this Hatchery getting jumped on as well, so Hatchery will go down. Queens are still pushing over. Widow Mines are going to connect in on the Zerglings. I mean, ByuN is just bouncing back with so much supply every time, and GG gets called, I think, rightfully so, as Rainor is going to tap out of game 1, and ByuN is going to take the edge in this best-of-3 lower bracket final. We'll jump into game number 2 of this then in just a second. Keep the games rolling. Again, winner of this plays Clem in the finals today, as our second map will be Tokamak, and we go to ByuN's server preference for this second map as well. Alright. ByuN coming out with a ZVT today, apparently. Showing up a little bit. How about that? So far, at least. We'll see if Reynor bounces back or not as we get into... Excuse me, we get into a game 2 here in just a sec. I'm gonna start the countdown, guys. I'm just gonna BRB really quickly once this game starts up. Watching Ling Bane melt and Zerg struggle without ever teching out of it is just painful to watch. Yeah, I mean, that's the price of getting yourself behind and not being able to tech up, right? Is what it kind of comes down to. Alright guys, I'll BRB just 30 seconds while we jump into this load screen. Alrighty guys, sorry for that. As we get back into this series, leading it in the bottom left is going to be our blue Terran player, ByuN. Taking on, in the top right, the red Zerg is Rainor. Gas and pool coming through to start us off, so Reynor going to mix it up with a little bit of aggression in this second game. Gas pool rather than a hatchery first, and well, ByuN CC first it up, so maybe a build here from Reynor, just like a blind roach rush that could potentially be super deadly against someone CC firsting, right? You know, if you get the roaches out that quickly and you just presume he's doing this, then go out there and punish it. Let's see if he actually wants to go roach run though, because that's not a guarantee. He could just go link speed. He's pulling out of gas, so it looks like it is just going to be link speed. Just got excited for the potential hard counted punish. There's a second barracks though from ByuN, so he would have had a few more units to deal with something like that. What units would you have played against this bio ball? That question doesn't really apply for that last game because Rainor was too far behind to build any units. The problem is when you trade badly early and you get into that kind of position where the Terran's bullying you, you don't have enough creep on the map, you can't really build anything because by slowing down to build anything else, you don't have enough Ling Bane to keep surviving. So Rainor was forced to keep building Ling Bane to survive because he'd already fallen behind. So it becomes very difficult to just be like, well, what would he have built? He could have built a bunch of things. He could have gone Hydra Lurker, he could have gone into Ultras. That really depends on the kind of game he's playing. It doesn't matter when he's already behind, though. Because then, like I say, stopping to build anything doesn't really help you. It actually just kills you even faster. He had to try and get back in the game with Ling Bane, which is what he tried to do, and he had some good efforts, but he was always just kind of trailing, you know? So... like, I'm sure he had a plan of what he was going to go into next himself before eventually he got stuck on the Ling Bane phase of the game. It is very real kind of getting stuck on lair tech as a Zerg player, to be honest. He's going to try and run through here. The depot does get raised as the Lings with that Ling speed early in this game are going to go and try and punish these SCVs in the low ground. They will get rid of a good chunk of them as, my goodness, didn't realize that's not a wall off on that right-hand side, apparently. SCVs repair each other up, though. 3 SCVs go down, make it 5 with a couple on the low ground going down as well. I mean, good save from ByuN because that was obviously potentially very disastrous. I mean, he actually moves down to the low ground. I thought that was a bit early move down, but I guess 5 Marines are just about enough. Again, a few Marines. The medevac going through. The stim pack is on its way out as well, so bringing that straight in at the moment. Just going to be seeing the Marines stepping toward the natural. Hellions and the Marines, the stim pack coming over. Medevac building, about halfway done for the moment. These Zeglers is getting active as well. Let's just have the armory coming online. We got a bit of Hellion Marine coming up as well. Let's see how Hellion's getting loaded back into the medevac. Actually going to go get a little bit aggressive here. So armory coming through. ByuN going to get the Hellbats on the other side. What an interesting little build. Stim finished. Hellbat's going to be available. I mean, it's obviously kind of weird to build Hellions after the kind of the way that we've opened here. So that's the surprise factor that we're trying to go with. And if Reynor's not ready for this, this could be pretty deadly. ByuN coming in with a few different fun builds so far. I'm gonna find that overload. I mean, this just looks like medevacs and Marines, right? Reynor does have the Roach on those, so Roaches do start up. That's good. Something to help us tank against the Hellbats for sure. 5 of them on the way. We're gonna get supply blocks soon, although we've got 2 overlords on the way anyway. Oh, the Lings are let in, though. We do not raise the depot, so the Natural's going to be under heavy attack, and that means the main as well, potentially, right? That's going to be scary. There's a lot of SCVs being chased out of there. Extra Roaches producing. Combat Shield is going to be finishing up very shortly. The Liberator Marines on the way as well. ByuN is going to force Reynor to run away from his third base, and ByuN's just going to dive toward the Natural. Stims up the Marines, runs through into the Roaches. Hellbats do tank a lot of the damage on the left side, letting the Marines live for a long time as the Lings show back up. ByuN is able to make something of a trade of this, but even more Lings popping out. Roaches are going to be there. GG gets called, and Reynor is going to tie us up 1-1 in the best of 3. After the run-bys especially really sealed the deal on this one. And Rainor is able to push us through to a third and final game of this lower bracket final, which will be played on ley lines. Let's get ley lines hosted and get this ready to go. I wonder how many games Rainor's run on Ling run-bys alone. Probably quite a few. This build from Reynor really worked out in the end as we get ourselves ready for this game 3. Ready. Alright guys. I'm gonna go into ley lines. Reynor just messaged me on Discord. He says, I will just quote him. He's playing like an NPC. I am going to 12 pool him. Are you excited? Question mark. Because he's just been CC firsting, so apparently we're going to 12 pool him. In the bottom left hand side, our blue Terran player is going to be ByuN. And if you CC first again, he might not be having a good time against the 12 pool of our red Zerg in the top right, Rainor. Well, there's the pool. And the important question right now, it's CC first. He's going to pull the SCV back. He's going to go command center first again. And Reynor is going to have the ideal setup to punish him. Well, there you go. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how well it goes for Reynor. As like I said, 12. The thing is, pool first usually doesn't hit in time to punish CC first, but 12 pool is so fast in comparison to pool first that there's obviously a very good opportunity to deal damage in this scenario. So ByuN is in trouble here in this game 3. Plain and simple. Well, CC coming up. Racks and a couple of refineries coming through as well. Just going to see a few more Lings on the way. Hatchery coming up. And the Lings are coming across the map as we speak, so they're about to arrive. ByuN is completely clueless. His wall-off is non-existent as well. It's not non-existent, but it's not completed as the Lings show up. And they will decide what they want to do. Going to go after the SCV. They will make a play in toward the main as well. First Marine on the way. SCVs are going to pull against this. Reynor does have more Lings joining us here, so looking for some serious damage. Comes in to engage these SCVs immediately. Gets 3 kills so far. We're going to get a lot of kills here right now. The SCV is looking for the surround, but honestly the Lings are still in very good numbers. Because we kept building Lings, we're going to deny the CC again. And it's going to get cancelled. We're going to go high ground, and we're going to get wall off. But to lose 8 SCVs, to give those workers up and trying to defend, like, it's one thing to just be like, oh crap, I'm in trouble, cancel the CC, let's defend high ground. But to lose 8 SCVs trying to defend the low ground before you just admit to defeat and defend the high ground, like, he could have been on like 23 SCVs now and re-expanding on the high ground. And it wouldn't have been ideal, but it's better than being on 15 SCVs and re-expanding the high ground, right? Well, these Lings can't do much else with the wall-off being there, but, well, Well, he finds the perfect moment when they're transferring add-ons. And that's just going to be the game. Ooh, these links can't do much, but Reynor knows when that add-on's going to be done and when the swap might happen. And he punishes ByuN in a big way in this game 3. I can't wait to see what he says on... He just laughs. Amazing. Hello, Ali. Alright, GG's, and that is Rainor going to go through to the finals to play against Clem. And we'll get that ready to go. Reynor needs a few minutes, guys. Alright, Reynor needs a few minutes. I'm going to take a couple minutes as well. I'm going to see if Ali needs anything. As you can see, she's wagging her tail down here. Hey. Let's see if you need anything. I will be RB as well then, guys. And I'll see you guys in a couple moments. More StarCraft 2 coming up. Our finals of this little tournament coming up after this. Clem versus Reynor. Alrighty guys, just waiting for a couple of moments for players to return, and we'll get this going. I'll be 1 more minute myself, and then we'll be into Clem versus Rainor. Alright guys, welcome back. How are we doing? We're going to be starting off on Incorporeal for this finals today. It's going to be between Reynor and Sorry guys, give me 1 second. Alright, I'm getting ready to go. Sorry, excuse me. Alright, I'm gonna be good here in a second, guys. Sorry. Gonna get into this matchup. And then after this, we're gonna be doing sponsored content with Tempest Rising. I'm gonna be playing that for a couple of hours as their new patches just come out, featuring a whole bunch of new multiplayer features and so on. So, yeah, we'll be doing that in a little bit. So yeah, you can check it out with !TR if you would like to check that. And you can go and go through my link to get the game and stuff as well. It's an RTS game, very command and conquering. As we hop into Incorporeal for game number 1. So again, just a little bit, I guess I'll say this when getting game, but basically Clem starts 1-0, so I'll go over that in a second. So, this is the grand finals of the WardiTV !TR Invitational. Little one-day event here. As we have Clem and Raynor in the finals. We open up in this opening game, which will be at a 1-0 score already because Clem came from the winner bracket. This is just a small event. We are given an advantage to the winner bracket player. And in this case, is Clem starting 1-0 in this best of 5. So Clem is in the top left, our red Terran player, and like I say, he'll start up 1-0. Entering the first played game of the series right now on Incorporeal. It means that most we can have 4 played maps in this finals. Clemo needs to win 2, Reynor needs to win 3. It's not easy, but that's what happens when you go through the lower bracket instead of the winner bracket. So, get set up and ready to go. Let's see what our finals has in store for us here as we get into a little bit of this TVZ and see. I'm very excited. So I was actually looking this up. I was talking about it. Sorry, excuse me, coughing a little bit. I was talking about it a little bit with the guys. I was like, man, it's kind of like 2020. Rainor versus Clem finals in a WardiTV tournament on a random day of the week. Because these guys used to play like 3-4 times a week on our stream. From ESL Open Cups to Wardi tournaments to other things that were going on. They would just play all the time. They were playing in everything. And it was just super typical. It was like the modern day, it was the olden kind of version of the modern day Clem versus MaxPax scenario. So yeah, I was reminiscing. I was like, man, I actually wonder when the last time they played in a WardiTV tournament was, though. So I went and had a little bit of a look, and I was actually kind of surprised. Obviously, they've played a fair amount. They played a bunch of ESL Open Cups against each other and so on. They've played a lot of bigger tournaments against each other since then. The last time they played a WardiTV tournament against each other, this genuinely did surprise me, was back in 2022, which is kind of shocking. Because like I say, we probably casted 50 Reynor vs. Clem series in 2020 alone, so the fact they haven't played in a WardiTV event since 2022 is a little bit of a shocker to me. And, yeah, excited to see them playing today. Obviously, Clem starts up 1-0 in this best of 5. We do have a Queen there ready to fight back against the Reaper for a couple of moments. A few Zerglings are moving around. And we do have the grenade going down above the Queen off to the side. A Zergling gets grabbed as well. We just have the Orbital Command Factory, CC, and everything else continue to come through for the moment. The reactor still building. Reaper continues to settle in at the front, just hanging around there for a couple of moments. Link speed building, overlords and drones coming through as well. The Reaper going to take a few shots there off the Queen as well, so again, a few more shots coming about. Decent damage being done so far. As you do see the Zerglings gathering back. The creep team is still pushing in at the front, the drones coming online. Link speed and everything else continuing to get settled for these next few moments. CC just going to build. So yeah, we take a couple of moments. Okay, sorry, my voice is dying a little bit. I knew this might happen. We've actually had some good games as well. I got a little bit too excited perhaps during some of them because my voice is not really up to properly casting right now. It's actually it was holding up pretty well, but I can hear it cracking with like every word I say at the moment. So if you do hear my voice just disappear suddenly, I apologize. Like I say, just recovering from being a bit sick the last couple of days. As the Banshee and the Cloak going to be the option here from Clem, so brings that online with the Hellions and the Reaper spoken about so far. And the Hellions and the Reaper continue to gather up. And just going to be seeing, obviously, Rainor fighting to get his creep spread out onto the map. 2 more barracks from Clem. Rainor going to go into the lair early. We'll see what tech he has in store for us off that lair as well. See if he has something fun planned in these early stages. And just coming about, the Hellions are going to get there. They're going to get rid of the creep tumor. It's going to look back over to the left-hand side where a few queens are going to step forward as well. And cloak is about to finish. The stim pack's still building. Yeah, I've got the Banshee, a couple of barracks, and engineering bays all coming up as well. And we really do just sit back and wait. Peaceful starting point. It's maybe one of the few times that will be peaceful in this series, because once Clem and Reynor get started, they typically are a whirlwind of TVZ madness. There's not a lot that slows these guys down once the games begin. There's the Reaper and the few Hellions just going to hold out on that watchtower for a few moments. Still got the 1-1 coming through. The Spire is on the way up as well. Hatchery building in. And the few Hellions going to get turned away by a couple of the queens there too, so just going to get pushed back for the moment. I'm going to step forward. A creep team going back the other way. Queen's going to be there, pushing the Hellions back. The Banshees will fire. And the hatchery takes a bit more damage. That's going to be the hatchery cancelling. It's going to be seeing the Hellions. Just going to come back on through. There's going to be a few Zergons that get vaporized in that. As the 1-1 upgrades and the stim pack continue to come about. It's just going to still see those upgrades coming through. A couple more of the drones going down. The Zergon is still stepping forward. Queens will get taken away at there as the drones come back over too. Queen going to fire up a couple of shots. The Hellions are going to continue to try and dive on by. Straight into this mineral line. 5, 6, 7, 8 workers going down. Good damage done from Clem. He is giving up the Hellions to do this, and he's going to lose a Banshee as well. Lets it fly too far forward into a Spore. That's a very uncharacteristic mistake. Usually Clem is the king of just keeping everything alive and controlling it well, but that is a Banshee that slips through the gap and does fade through. But, I mean, the damage done overall is still pretty impressive. Queen's going to shoot. Banshee getting turned away once more. Muta's on the way out with the +1 flyer attack upgrade, building as well. Adding those Evo Chambers into play as well at the moment. Continue to bring that over. I'm just going to fire up. A couple more Creep Tumors are going to go down as well. So Creep going to get picked away at the Overlord. Going to go down as well. Be able to get rid of a bunch more Creep here over on that right-hand side. Mutas overhead. The Flingers Mutas trying to run in. Obviously, Mutas nice for cleaning up these drops and so on. But Mutas are not great in the straight-up fights. And with Clem having an upgrade lead and an army lead right now, this could be an absolute... a very powerful push for him in the next few moments. So... expecting this for Reynor to be a little bit of a struggle. I'm not sure what he's going to do. Baneless is not ready. I think he's actually maybe on the verge of just being dead with a capital D, quite frankly, because this is looking fantastic for Clem, who is pushing across the map. I mean, on a day where Reynor has struggled a couple times over with ByuN so far, it's maybe not too surprising to see Clem looking just convincing as he sets up here. And like I say, without any sort of splash damage available, this Zerg army is really going to struggle. I mean, we rebuild Lings, we still don't have a Baneling on the map, even if they don't have speed. Just some Banes might be nice to at least try. Marines just going to get the Mutas taking damage. Marines are back onto the Queens and the Banelings. I think it's fair to say that this is just going to be a disaster. GG, and it is going to be Clem taking the 2-0 lead. Because, again, he starts with a 1-0 advantage from that winner bracket finals. So that is going to be his advantage growing to match point. Yeah, next game coming up here in just a couple of moments. I've got something in my teeth. Just in case you wonder what the hell I'm doing with my mouth. Don't mind me, just being weird on stream. What's new? Our next map will be Ultra love. Literally every time I host it, Clem hosts it at the exact same time. Ay, ay, ay. Alright, I think we're going to be good to go. As we get ourselves into this, what could be last game here, guys. Again, we are going to be doing some sponsored content after this. We're going to be playing Tempest Rising and their new update straight after this. If you want to check that out, you're very welcome to come and stick around. We're going to be live here on Twitch and on YouTube for it. It's our first time ever doing a live YouTube-sponsored stream, which is super exciting as well. So we're going to be doing that. The YouTube will change over to a new stream, but I will redirect you guys there so that you can just go straight from one place to the next. So yeah, that's going to be how that works on Twitch. Obviously, just keep on watching right here. And yeah, we'll be playing some Tempest Rising, which is like a Command and Conquer kind of RTS, so that should be a bit of fun. And check that out with us. Like I say, when this series wraps up, which could be after this game, because with a 2-0 lead in the top right-hand corner, our red Terran player is going to be Clem. Taking on the blue Zerg in the bottom left-hand side, we are going to have ourselves Rainor. Well, I'm going to go low ground barracks. Is he going to go multi-Reapers here in the early stage? It seems like he might. Let's just get ourselves 2 barracks going down. So it's going to be multi-Rax Reaper from Clem to start us off in this game number 3. Well, game 2 played, game 3 on the scoreboard. You guys know what I mean. Catch pool, no gas just yet from Reynor. So gasless opening for him here in this game 3. Actually pretty good against the Reapers if I'm not mistaken. He gives you some extra minerals to get the queens up, your economy's a little bit stronger. And if you can get a queen Ling based defense anyway, then you're kind of just fine against those Reapers, so I'm going to help out a lot. Reaper shows up, drone taking some damage. TC building. Obviously, the first couple of Reapers is going to sit there, but if Reynor can sit there and be nice and defensive, that's great. He actually puts the hatchery down way over on the left side. Reaper's just going to be seeing some fight. Ling's going to take some damage. Marines coming through, just gonna see the extra barracks coming over. Gonna have that hatchery coming about as well. Extractor also coming into place. Just see the Reaper's gonna get turned back the other way. A little grenade gonna bop that queen away to the side. And Reaper's coming about. Just gonna see the couple of SCVs continue to come through. Roach Roaring still building up. Drones and queens on the way in. Roach Run's about halfway done. Extra drones coming over. Queen going to be settling. Evo chamber building as well, as the Reaper's going to go and get a creep tumor right off the bat. Going to see the Queens. It's going to drop another creep tumor down as well, so settling in right there. Roach Run and Evo chamber building up. A couple drones coming through. Link speed building. And those drones still coming line. Stimpack is about to finish as well. Next couple of moments. Reaper's going to bop the Queens back the other way. Actually looking for a chance to hop up into the main base. These Reapers are going to get a little bit stuck here now, though, so that is going to be a catch for Rainor, right? I mean, well, the Lings are going to go down. The Queen is going to do its best to chase. Lose a drone there as well. Clem going to try and capitalize, going after another drone. 2, 3 kills. The Reaper's actually putting some serious work in so far. Now the Marines are just coming across the map as well. We're spending a lot of time dealing with these Reapers, and he's not got Link speed yet. Is he just dead? He might just die, honestly. This hatchery's going to go down. Obviously, Roach has started to build. A few Lings going to pop out too soon as well. I mean, this is hard to really say much. I mean, these Marines are going to just stim in. We do pull drones in to fight this, but that's not exactly ideal. And Reynor is going to get, unfortunately, a little bit bopped. I actually think this might be our most one-sided match of the day in the finals, which is a little unlucky, but sometimes that is the way that life rolls. As those Marines continue to fight, Roach Roaring still taking damage. Roach is still trying to step up. Yeah, not really much else to say. Just a few more Lings continue to chase through. The Roach's Lings going to push this back. I mean, Reynor is going to defend, but from a very rough position, down a lot of economy. Obviously, that 4th hatchery was cancelled for him as well, so that's going to be missing this time around for the foreseeable future. Queens will turn, trading onto a few of those Zerglings. The Ravager's still coming about. Queens Carapace upgrade, Lings still as well, producing on through, so we continue to bring that up and online for the moment. As the Marines are going to go fighting straight into this Queen again. I mean, they find this hatchery, and with medevacs, obviously, these Marines have so much mobility and a bit, just chance to jump between bases. It's going to be very difficult for Rainor to keep control of this game in the coming moments, it feels like. Feels like this is going to become pretty tough for our Zerg player here. After, again, losing so many drones, he's going to keep on just having to build units to defend, which means he's not replacing the drones to the extent that he needs, making this a very difficult position. The upgrade on the way from Reynor as well, something he's going to be fairly even on as well. Whoa, we get the medevac bile! Oh my goodness. That was a bile on the medevac full of units, and it goes down. It's kind of crazy. What a connection that was, as the extra Marines, the tank, and the Carapet, and the armor upgrade coming through still. A whole chunk of additional drones building from Reynor here. +2 attack, +1 armor building up as well. As you just see the melee upgrade, etc. continue to come through. 2-1 still in production right now, as we just have the Lings settling on the top side. Marines step up. They're going to get rid of a Zergling there as well. We're just going to be seeing the rest of these Lings coming back through. A couple of tank shots firing. Good depot raise. Going to push those Zerglings back the other direction. Those Lings continue to get shot at. Couple medevacs coming over. Marines in production. Extra barracks on the way through. Marines still stimming forward as we just have the Lings, the Ravagers pushing straight up. Couple of biles, and the medevacs have to dodge over to the side here. The rest of the Lings going to come over. I mean, okay. Clem's still just kind of running the wave or riding the wave of that successful earlier attack. This is obviously still extremely convincingly in his favor as that trade goes his way, and we just don't really have splash damage. But the thing is, we're building Roach Ravager, but we're not really getting enough Roach Ravager to kind of step up and make, be the difference maker, or to kind of make the difference or anything. So definitely looking a little bit rough here as the Marines still gather. The Lings are going to come through. The Marines are still joining around. I'm just going to see those Lings stepping back the other direction. We do have ourselves again 2 upgrades, plus 1 vehicle weapon upgrade coming up as well. The Lings going to dive onto the tanks. They don't even kill a single one. And again, I just do not think we've got the Road Ravager to keep this held off. If we do, it's really until reinforcements arrive, because the rest of that Clem army is looking terrifying. He's almost winning this game without tanks. Never mind what happens once the tanks get there and join in. It is not going to be a fun situation, I can tell you that much for free. Rain's still stemming up, a few more Lings going down. The tank's going to get sieged, and Clem looking to be your WardiTV exclamation mark TR champion as he takes this down. And he's going to be winning this 3-0. Convincing stuff from Clem in the end. GG's. Well played. Congratulations, Clem. Sad ending, a little bit one-sided, but sometimes that is the way that it goes. Alright, we are going to be moving into our sponsored content, guys. Let me just change the things up that I need to change. And we can talk about this. So if you're watching on YouTube, you're going to get thrown over to a new YouTube location. That is simply so that the VOD is separate. So I'll throw you guys over there in just a second. Give me one moment. Okay, go live. Oh no, I don't need to do this. I can do it like this. I'm gonna redirect this one. Save. Alright, so let me close StarCraft 2 over here, and let's do some sponsored Tempest Rising content, guys. Let's do exactly that. So, I'm going to end stream here. Send you guys straight over to the Tempest Rising.